where we last left off, we were making our way to the city of Hearth in the Freelands. Our crew of the Wharf had just been given the assignment to find these 3 keys of an ancient civilization known as the Urashai. They were tasked to this, and upon their completion, they were promised a healthy reward in addition to getting a very decent advance. You navigated through the jungle and acquired one of these keys from a griffin statue, and you find yourselves in a reef of sorts, stuck in this floating vast sea of rock and coral, until you heard a strange whistling coming up behind you. You all turn and hear floating through the air, reverberating off of the floating rocks, but seemingly no known source. What do you do?
I don't remember where we were all standing at the time of this.
Yeah.
You can be standing wherever you want.
Dude was in the crow's nest, probably.
Yeah.
I assume.
So we're in the ship leaving the previous area at this point?
Most likely, yeah.
Okay,
I
so
believe that
then
I would be at the
crow's nest.
helm then.
All right.
I assume. I don't know where. You just be sleeping in the nail cannon, I think.
I'm just hanging out there. I just near the guns.
Bundled up in Ted.
Always near the guns.
Always near the guns.
Can you roll for knowledge?
Roll for knowledge. I guess I can do that.
Stats.
You can, in this situation, I think this might be, I'm not sure if it would be a discover hidden truths or a read a situation.
Okay.
What kind of, what's it called, would that be? What kind of roll would that be?
Which one?
Would it be like
what skill?
Yes.
Read a situation is savvy, and discover hidden truths is salt.
So it would either be Michael or me, depending on what we do.
Who has the +2 savvy?
That's me.
That's Faith.
Do it, Louis.
Oh boy, we'll start with this. Let's try and read the situation. Grab this.
Get that dice. You have the metal one?
I think so.
Heck yeah.
It gave engineer vibes. So
Don't
I
fuck
had
up.
to.
Yeah, don't.
It says you booze. Did you roll snake eyes last time?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
You had
you're right.
terrible
I
rolls.
did. I had really
And I
good
jinxed
rolls.
myself too.
It was the metal dice. I had the metal dice.
What did
last
you
time.
get?
I got a 5, including my savvy.
Really?
Shit.
Yeah.
I'll do the same. How about
Damn,
I'll
that is a
also roll
failure.
savvy. Is it 2?
2d6, yeah, and you add your savvy.
Well, that doesn't help.
Oh my.
Well, that's 4.
Can I roll for savvy?
Still did better this year.
I'd say that at this
Great.
point, I'd love to know. So, we have 2 field rolls on the board. Let's just see what happens.
I know it's the whistling whale. I know it's the whale.
So,
Maybe you started whistling and went to
you hear this echoing and reverberating off of these rocks, and then coming off of the starboard side, all of a sudden you see this massive creature, blue and speckled. The stomach underneath it reflects the sort of whitish gray color of the clouds underneath you. And the top is sort of the same blue as the sky as it twists at an angle and comes up, arcing over the ship and fully engulfs. And you watch as you hear that sort of crunch of rock as it comes and takes a bite out of one of these pieces of coral around you.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was biting the ship.
I'm like,
I was like,
no!
that means I'm... Okay.
No!
Okay, imagine the physics of that. If the whistling whale arced over the ship and ate it from the top down, I would be the first to die. Because the first to be eaten because I'm in the crow's nest.
And you get a front row seat to this as you watch it just arc over and as some of this sort of dusts and loose rocks fall towards the ship and scatter across the deck. You recognize this, and
Yes.
I'd say that the captain would as well as a whistler.
Yep.
Whistler.
You hear that same sort of as these sort of large pores that run along the ridge and back of this creature sort of are taking in and expelling air at such a level that it is constantly making that whistling noise. And you watch as it arcs down and back into the cloud cover underneath you. You can still hear the whistling.
I have an idea.
Has it disappeared?
It has disappeared below the cloud cover, but
not
you
sure
can
what it
still hear the whistling.
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
So, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if do I just have this by default, the Vault
So the
Stars guidance?
Yes. So you took that as your first thing. This is a reminder that also your second abilities have unlocked as this is the next session.
Oh, that's
Cool,
right.
cool. Okay, so
Heck
here's
yeah.
my idea.
Yeah.
Since I don't know if this thing is belligerent or not, I think it might be a good idea for me to use Vault Star's guidance to place a mark of the Vault Star on the Whistler so that we can track its location.
Amazing. You push your energy towards this, and now you feel this sort of link, this sort of reaching energies intertwine between you, and you feel almost like a pulling, like, tether to where this Whistler is going, and you can see it as it curls underneath the cloud cover. You still feel where it is, and it starts to sort of, like, sway back and forth.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's quite an intimidating feeling, I guess.
Are we, like, moving?
Yes, you are going forward. You're at a reduced pace because you're in a reef.
Yes.
So you have to avoid these sort of coral sprouts that are all around you.
Okay. Cool. Got it. You're in a reef.
You better not get fucking morphed.
No, I don't want to get warped.
We won't get warped.
I think that if I'm at the helm, obviously I'm steering.
Yeah.
I don't know where everyone else is at, but I think I would just kind of like look on to everybody and be like, "Everyone, stop! Don't make a sound. Make sure we're all still and we're not attracting too much attention to ourselves. That I'm keeping a very close eye on Nails. Make sure to try to shoot it down in any way."
Nails is very casually leaning on his blunderbuss. Just casually. No reason.
I think at some point, like just right after I use Vault Star's guidance, like I let them all know, of course.
Yeah.
So essentially, y'all just know that I've got the location on tabs and I will communicate it when need be.
Nails, please don't shoot her. I know that song. That's the siren. That's her. Roll to woo.
No!
I'd say that it'd be difficult for you to try to seduce this Whistler as you can't see it actively.
You're right, I don't have silver tongue yet.
You're sort of in, I'd say that you're in like the hull of the ship still, and you can hear the whistling, but you haven't been able to get up above deck to try to see like what the situation is yet. But you do hear the whistling.
With my new ability, which is the white whale ability, my obsession, I kind of want it to be something with the crab. Whereas, like, Jean-Claude is my... I don't know if this is allowed to be my obsession, but every time I use Jean-Claude to do something, I feel like I would like that to be my obsession.
Absolutely.
So in this case, I would like to make sure that Jean-Claude pays a particularly close eye on him and his weaponry. So you're saying you were leaning on your, like, gun thing?
Yeah, like just, casually.
Is there a way that Jean-Claude can kind of, like, just knock it out from under him and start pulling it and dragging it away?
I think what Jean-Claude will do is he like skitters up the side of the blunderbuss and just sort of sits on the top of your hand and snaps at you.
Yeah.
Hello, friend!
And it crawls up your shoulder, so it's like right next to your face. And you you get like that little like that of like the crab mouth.
Yeah.
Captain,
Yes.
could we follow the Whistler and then I could get above it, lower a rope down, and Louie...
We're not doing this again! You
Crowley, I strongly advise against
I think
this.
we should do it the other way around.
You know
Because
what?
last time that way didn't work.
I don't know what your obsession with rope is. I don't want to know where it began. I kind of have a feeling. Stop that. Put that away. Get away from me, Curly.
Oh, God.
No!
It's at this point that you feel that tether start to sweep like a pendulum right below the ship, and it's sort of pulling back around.
Ooh, he feels that.
Yes.
Would you communicate that to us, or?
Yeah, as in the location of the Whistler.
Yeah.
So is it? It's under us now.
It's
Under us.
under you and pulling back to behind the ship.
So it's not going up under the through.
So it's
It's following us now.
it is.
Is that what that's...
It kind of feels like that. It feels like it's taken a position behind the ship.
So it's not underneath us and not...
It is still
So, like,
underneath you,
so
but
it's
it's at like an
behind.
angle where it's behind.
So did it? So
It's still under the
like,
cloud cover.
So this is the ship, right?
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah.
Sorry for listeners. I'm just doing hand motions.
Yeah.
But yeah. So ship's here. The Whistler's down here. Okay. So yeah.
Okay.
Shit. It looks like it may. I don't know if it's. Again, I don't know if it's belligerent. I just want to, keep an eye on it, please. It looks a little scary.
I want to test the theory, see if it's following us or if it's not, and I want to safely start turning the ship, so we're not hitting any of the coral, but going that would be a purposeful direction.
Gotcha.
To see if it follows us.
I'd say get it with a engage maneuvers.
That's 2 or 1.
Still 2. All rolls are 2d6, and it's plus savvy.
Okay, that is a 12.
12. All right,
Ooh.
you pull.
Nice.
You all feel and grab onto these loose, either handholds or railings or ropes that run along the wharf, and you all pull to a slight 60-degree angle and are just sort of hanging as you maneuver these sort of side sails out and in between the different rows of coral, and you watch as the Whistler pulls up so it comes out of the cloud cover and is now turning and coming right behind you. It is following you.
It is following us.
Shit.
Rap!
Okay.
Evasive maneuvers!
Okay.
Or
No! God damn it!
Wait.
Don't encourage him. Stop.
Wait a
Encourage me.
second.
Encourage me, do it.
No.
How
No.
fast can the Whistler
Louis.
swim or fly?
Louis.
We know that.
We're not doing it.
You're not entirely sure. You've never encountered this in real life. You've read books about it. And
Right.
you're racking your brain, but the adrenaline is pumping in your system at this
What-
point, and you can't
You,
recall your knowledge.
Would I
from
know
it.
any
Survival
more
of the
than
path
you
doesn't
would?
really work here.
You've heard tales about whistlers
I've heard
and
tales.
something about
Not you.
ships. They do something with ships, but you can't remember if it's they follow them or something, or it has something to do with it. It's a very popular old pirate's tale.
Okay.
Can we? I'm not sure I'm the best suited to do this, but can we try to hoist the sails, maybe? Whoever has the most fleet.
Pirate. What is fleet?
Oh, it's
I have the most
curly.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Uh-huh.
Because
All right,
we can
so
try to...
tell me how you're gonna hoist the sails in this situation. What do you do from being below deck where Nails is to realizing that this thing is gaining on you?
From beneath the hull of the ship, not all the way down there, maybe just the deck.
Yeah.
I do a little roll onto the deck. I stub my toe and I begin to roll faster and faster toward Louis.
No.
Louis
don't
catches
do
me
this.
in a bridal carry, and then I softly stroke Louis's cheek. From Louis's arms, I pounce
No.
upon the sails, my full weight hoisting them in one fell swoop.
All right. I will say that that's definitely flamboyant. If you want to give him a die,
Captain.
Wait, how many doubloons do you have?
2.
doubloons don't carry over perception.
Okay.
Third one.
So that
Yeah,
he
from
doesn't
the
get a
flamboyance.
doubloon from being
Which one makes you
flamboyant.
feel lucky?
He gets a doubloon whenever he steals somebody's heart.
Cool.
Which is not now.
So I take the higher. I rolled a 9 plus.
Fleet, which is 11.
Okay.
Damn
You
it, it worked.
whoosh, and this wind catches the sails and it begins to hasten its speed. You watch as the Whistler gets to the point where it's almost touching the ship, and you watch as the sort of hard ridgeline of the outside of its mouth sort of nips at the back of the ship, catches a scraping of a couple boards off of the hull, and then the side sails catch. You lift up, you hit the thing in the engine, and you lift up and start blasting at an angle upwards through this reef up towards the next level, and you sort of get towards the upper level before you get to clear skies. But you pull up and out, and you watch as the Whistler whips back around and goes to eat some more coral.
Okay,
So
so it was just sort of... Was it being playful?
In your brain, after you're out this, the adrenaline sort of rushes away from your body. You remember that Whistlers aren't carnivorous. They eat stuff like crustaceans and other sort of floating
No!
sky krill and stuff like that. But the issue is the wharf is such a big ship and it's so like piecemeal, is that the bottom part of your hull has a bunch of these creatures living in it. You have like barnacles around the back and underside.
Right,
and
which
all this.
naturally attracts the Whistler.
And
it's like, oof, oof.
And also it has great contrast. Instead of like coral, you have like that dark wood that really highlights where the barnacles are and makes you a target for a creature.
What
Okay.
you're saying is
Well-
the Whistler kind of got dwarfed.
Yeah.
Louis, you might say you're shell shocked.
Nice
Who said that? Who said that?
I can hear anybody, you got
Okay,
it?
well,
I
I'm
didn't
glad
even
we
say that.
hoisted the sails. Let's go, Curly, for once.
Wow, you did something right for once.
Luca was
Don't
always
touch
an
my-
anxious child, afraid that the whale would eat us from above.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you have no fear of being eaten by a whale.
I have no fear of being eaten, period.
And I don't want to talk about that.
Don't ever touch my face again. Ever.
Oh, Louis, sweet Louis.
Stop.
You're not gonna woo me. No.
Don't look at me.
No means no, Curly.
No, yeah, no!
Dice down.
We acknowledge consent here.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
you
do.
better.
Okay. Well, that was eventful.
Choice word. Okay.
It's choice word.
I'm just glad we made the right choice. At the end of the day, if that thing was carnivorous, oh shit.
Well, I suspected that it was following us because of how large the ship was, and that I thought it might have confused us for another whale in its little
Oh, that's
whale
kind of
family.
cute though.
I do suspect that might be the only one in this area. Who knows?
Wiley's at the back of the boat looking at it, waving his blunderbuss, going, "Get warped!" Not Wiley, Tails.
Get warped, bitch!
For once, Louis agrees with Nels.
So I want to return to the map room now that we're like, I don't want to say
Yes, you've adjusted
Put
your
the,
course and are headed.
ship in autopilot, so to speak.
You
I don't-
plot
yeah.
your course and are at a straight shot to head towards Hearth.
Okay, so Hearth is the one with the lots of creatures on it.
No, that's the one you just came from. You came from that lost island that had the jungle in it.
Oh, you're right. That's
Hearth
right.
is
Nels,
a-
like...
Hearth is a freeland island.
No. You said that the next place we were going to.
You guys went out of order.
Oh, yeah, we did.
yes.
Because you
So
guys went
right.
straight to the jungle.
All right. Well, the first one was
Right.
the mining.
There was no real order, so.
Okay.
You went to the jungle and now you're headed towards Hearth, an island in the Freelands.
Okay.
Sort of towards the western outskirts of the Iron Empire.
Is that where the mining town was?
No, the mining town was coming up from the bottom layer because you guys were in Undertow just at the edge of the
Okay.
the thing. Yeah,
We're going to Hearth, which is the occupied territory.
it's the Freelands.
I'm sorry.
So that's the area right outside of the Iron Empire, which occupies a decent amount of the center of the middle level. I think I had a map at some point.
Because I have things written down that don't say that. Where does it say that? It says the first is there's the Freelands Hoth, buried or enclosed. The second one is outside the Freelands and islands of the Irashay. So we just came from the Irashay Island.
Yeah.
So now
So
we're going to
you guys
Hearth.
were in Undertow, which was down that way. You came up through this and got to the jungle, which was sort of around this area, and now Hearth is up here.
Okay.
And this is where the Iron Empire resides. Like this is the
Oh,
main Iron
Yeah,
Empire.
that
Yeah.
fortune cookie looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
For those of you listening at home, I drew a really bad map that is just a bunch of squares and something that looks like a star a little bit, but it also kind of looks like a fortune cookie.
It does.
And our dungeon master looks just like that
Oh.
cartographer from The Legend of Zelda with the nose that flies on the balloons.
Damn.
Yeah.
Alright. Shit.
We are heroes.
Roll to woo.
No.
That's over. Alright, we're
Louis, no
we're
means
charting
no.
our course to Hoth. God, stop it.
Alright. You said you're in the map room?
Yes, I would like to go back and take a little sip of the rum.
Damn it!
But it's so quiet that nobody hears, and I'm going to give a little to Sean.
No!
He's going to get his
Curly,
own,
we're
like,
not doing it
the little
again.
tiny medicine glass bottles with the little corks in them. He's going to get his own supply, and he's going to drown the whole thing. And then, before anyone knows, it's already gone.
Are you sure it's a good idea to be giving Jean-Claude the drinks when Jean-Claude is kind of
A
supposed to be
crab.
watching
I like
what?
the
First of
idea.
all, yes. Second of all,
What about
supposed to be
nails?
watching Wiley.
What about nails?
Unattended. Or, sorry,
He
nails.
left you a long time ago because you were
I don't
good.
know why I called
Get
you
warm.
Wiley.
Come
But
back at the ship.
Remember last time when they gave the drink to everyone except us because we tried to get it?
Well, they didn't give it
Not
to
we.
me.
You. But you used me. I did not say yes to that.
So
All of a sudden, I'm getting
this is going to be
robbed down.
so quiet, but I think I like the idea that Jean-Claude was the one who found the good rum and gave it to me. So I think that he deserves his fair share.
Okay. Sure.
Boink. Oh, I thought you were going to high five him. I brought a physical reference for Jean-Claude today with me, so
It's a red.
that's what everyone is looking at the moment.
It's like a red fuzzy crab.
It is.
There may or may not be
You got
video
like-
footage of Tori just.
A little
I
bigger.
was so
than,
giddy. I was so excited.
It's a little bigger than Tori's palm. It's very
Anyway.
cute.
So we're in the map room. I've had my swig, just a
Yeah.
little swig because I'm trying to make it last throughout the whole journey. Yeah, you get nothing. This is what you get. You're trying to break in instead of asking nicely.
Spawn him. I was gonna ask him.
Next time. Anyway, too late. I want to look at the maps again and see like what. Is it Hearth or Hoth?
Hearth, spelled Hearth, like the hearth of a home.
H-E-A-R-T-H.
I-
I've been spelling it wrong this whole time.
It's
Okay.
not hot.
I hear maps and I
So-
immediately teleport to it. No, I'm kidding.
So I would like to just start looking around the area of the map to see like what we're getting ourselves into in the general area.
So when you look at this map that leads you towards the Freelands, the Freelands are primarily islands that some of them host trade. Others are like for like they're like fishing colonies or like they don't have a lot of mining because those sections that were like not full of precious metals were not targeted by the Iron Empire, and therefore they sit in sort of like a comfortable blind spot. Some of them are like, they maybe have like one larger city that is in that sort of area, but it's mostly people trying to get by with what they have
Okay, so like
and cultivating resources.
okay, so there's not going to be seemingly not going to be a lot of Iron Empire people there.
No.
Not for us. Okay, so it's just kind of like blue collar, average folk.
Yeah,
Love
absolutely.
that. Did we do our little roll with Michael to determine which one?
You did that at the end of last.
What was
session.
the one that we chose for this place?
What do you mean? Like what
like
happened?
like divine the path.
Oh yeah,
is what
so you
you're
guys
referring to.
got the path is full of wildlife.
That's what I said, and then you said no. We already went there.
The
No.
jungle.
The jungle isn't in. So when you do like the path, that's for skyship travel, not necessarily for where you're going to go.
Oh. Okay, never mind.
And
So
before
it's
that,
like
you were
on
in
the
occupied
journey.
territory.
It's
Gotcha.
the journey, not the point B.
Yeah.
Okay,
Gotcha.
cool.
Okay, so can I estimate how
path.
long it would take for us to get there?
Because you took that detour going up, that actually helped you when you raised your sails and increased your speed and went up. Because you're now at sort of like a top/northwestern like path directly towards it, and you're probably going to get there decently fast.
Nice.
No.
What do you? What?
Anyway.
No.
Okay, what's happening?
In real life, Wesley just tried to throw a ring at real life Faith.
Real life.
In real life,
In
guys.
real life.
This is crazy.
Stop.
Real life.
Alright, so how long roughly?
You're probably going to get in before around like the sundown sort of area,
Okay,
like
so
right before.
Just before
Yeah.
nightfall.
And as we kind of head towards this sort of like the beginning of the sun is beginning to pass over the midline of the islands before it falls below the island line that you're at. And as you sail towards this sort of, it's honestly a very small island, Hearth. As you identify it in cross-referencing with your maps, you're like, okay, this is Hearth. And as you sail towards this sort of like tiny port that's on the south side of the island, you have to go over it. You look down off the ship and you just see these like endless rows of farmland with like crops with like wheat and barley that sweep for miles. And you can see that it's kind of dotted and separated by these like small stone cottages and these dirt roads. and when you look to the west, you can see this sort of curved ridge of rock. And on top of it, there's sort of like a little stone building that's built out of this outcropping towards the top of it. And you pull and shift towards the port. And as you arrive at the port, the bosun greets you and says, "Hail! Who arrives?"
I'm so sorry. What did you say? I was writing and I totally missed what he said.
Roll to woo.
I'm so sorry. What's that?
The bosun, the man who sort of like brings in people who are coming into port at the skyport. It's sort of like how when you dock somewhere, you need to document who, like, what the ship is, stuff like that. So he watches this sort of man with like dark brown hair and this sort of like light sort of linen shirt and overalls and brown pants, steps out onto like the dock and says, "Hail, who goes?"
So, sort of like a toll.
I would sort of...
It's not a toll, it's just like, it's for like record-keeping purposes.
look over and I would say, "Hello, sir. We are just a geriatric crew passing through looking for shelter for just the rest of the night. No harm, no foul."
I see, and he pulls out like sort of a small notebook and goes, "The name of your ship?"
The wharf, sir.
The Wharf. "And who is your captain?"
That is I, sir.
"And your name?"
It will be... I forgot my name. Yeah. I was like, I couldn't remember what it was. This is Domino, sir.
Alright, Captain Domino. You're free to dock for the night.
Am I done?
If you follow the dirt path this way, you will find your way to the main village.
Wonderful. And I'm going to take one of the little coins out of my pocket, give it to him.
He catches it and places it into his pocket and returns to a sort of the sort of dock building that is towards the northern side of the port that you're in.
Wonderful. And
You are currently the only ship docked in port.
Oh. Interesting. So he said there was a dirt road. I'm sorry,
There's a dirt road that sort of leads out of the port and like over a small hill. And he says that leads towards the main village.
Okay, he asked for a boat name, he asked for my name. Just trying to keep track of what he asked for.
Yeah.
This is general like standard procedure for docking in an area.
So you think. I'm smarter than one is out to get me.
Paranoia.
That's what I do.
So-
I play D&D and I get so paranoid. I'm like, that man's gonna turn us over to the Iron Empire as soon as they get here.
Oh, yeah.
I think about
the people in the Freelands who escaped the Iron Empire?
You know what this is? This is the one thing that anxiety is good for in D&D, because you think about every worst possible outcome, and that would be one of them.
Yup. Troubleshooting.
You make a wonderful point. Anyway,
Why do you think I'm the navigator?
the dirt road to the main village. I'm just worried about him. I just don't want you doing any weird. Don't terrorize the townsfolk. I would like to. I go really quickly to the boatman and be like, basically ask. Where was my question? Hold on. Basically, like say like if there's like a fair for fishing in this area, or if it's just like free port.
You're not going to find much fish around these areas. You'd have to go deeper into the Freelands, more towards the center.
Understood. Thank you kindly. And then I'm going to take my little pack, take the crab, and start leading the way. Whether I kind of feel like partly want to lead the way, but partly want to be in the back so nobody dwindles. So I don't know what to do. So I feel like I would be in the front and I would try to put you in the back. And I feel like of everyone here, Louie and I are the only ones who get the level head. You're a child and need to be watched. You're a child and you more need to be watched. You're an old man.
You're a liability.
Am I on child duty now?
You know what? So it's kind of like if I'm going to construct the order, whether or not they listen to me is one thing, but I feel like I'd be taking the front, Louie's taking the very back, and then Louie is watching the child who's watching Wesley, who's watching Nails, who's watching me. And the crab, John Claude, is going to be turned around facing Nails the whole time.
So I will say, after we start walking and we're going past the dock, while I'm watching everything else, I'm looking back at the dock, being like, how can I steal that?
No!
How can I head to the boat?
Yeah.
So we start going towards the main village. Or at least I instruct, so I don't know if anyone
And
follows.
it's an empty dock?
Yeah, it's relatively empty. There's only about like 3 spaces for port.
Hey, these
and you're
are
taking
low
up one of
class
them.
people, and they did their own work for this.
But we need to make our ship better.
If I've ever heard a captain give good orders, those were good orders. Maybe even doubloon worthy. That's how well I'm following. The captain said, "Walk forward."
You can take a doubloon if you'd like.
I don't know how many I have.
It's a new session, so you start with one now.
Ah, hell yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, so we're not
They reset every session.
So I'm not in like grave danger of like getting to 3 and then
I will
dying.
take one
Yeah.
balloon then.
Okay, cool,
for
cool.
that.
It's not that you die; it's just that you become unlucky
Don't worry, I'm
or
not
ill-fated.
anyone.
So they
as
can either be
fate.
unlucky, or I can use them to like better rolls and stuff like that.
Yes. In a full version of this game, they would be used for experience tracking and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just for a quick 2-shot thing. So
Okay.
it's not fully developed. This game is still in development. Please
Mhm.
don't make fun of me. Anyway.
Anyway,
Um,
so we start walking towards the town.
yes, and as you crest over this sort of hill, you can see small sort of like lantern lights begin to appear towards this front area. And as you walk forward into the town, there's like a small stone square, a sort of large, almost like town hall looking building with sort of like that Tudor style like wood reinforcement around the outside. You can see a couple rows of like houses, and just past that, you can see a sort of larger sort of wooden thatch building that has a small sign that's hanging outside of it that says "Inn." And you can see the lights on the inside are on, and you can hear light conversation coming from inside of it.
Mm.
Okay. Building in. Sorry, I'm writing this down. Okay, so I guess we would start walking toward, because it is the evening, so nothing is really like, no, the marketplace isn't awake or alive and wouldn't be open for like business. So I assume the best thing that we should do is go to the inn and then see if we can restock on some supplies in the morning, and then go looking, investigate. So
as you enter, immediately greeting you, you can see sort of a bar where there is a sort of older middle-aged man who has like these like sideburns that go into the mustache kind of look. He has a towel wrapped around like his left arm, and is currently in the process of like taking it and wiping down the bar. There's a couple people that are like sort of sparse. Maybe like 2 or 3 other people are in this area. There's like these circular tables that are placed throughout the room. And you can see like a couple like keg barrels behind the bar.
Mm.
okay. I guess that I would approach the barkeep and oh gosh, I'm just panicking about what that's just so
I brought my book again.
I would approach the barkeep and says, "Excuse me, sir, any open rooms for the evening?"
Yes, I can get you. How many rooms are you looking for?
Oh god, this is not going to be like one of those one-shot YA novels where it's like, who's sleeping? We gotta sleep in one bed.
it's one king bed, all 5 of us.
No.
I'm not entirely sure.
Captain, if you put me with the kid again.
What's so bad about...
What are
What?
you talking about? I'm always
Why
with
is
the
that
kid.
bad?
Yeah, that's one. And then
Do I snore?
You're
I
a
guess
child. I can't meet anyone at the inn.
our best
I was going there.
gosh.
I'm too busy reading my flashlight.
I'd inquire how much per room it would be, unless it's
It would cost you some coin. Because there's no money system, we'll say that there's like a certain like, it's affordable for you.
so 2
It is affordable for you to be able to like room everybody here. Because it's
individual.
because it's such like a sparse area. It's significantly more discounted than it would be somewhere else.
Okay,
Is that the best idea, though?
I don't think individually is a great idea, so I think we should do 2.
Oh, I was gonna say otherwise, because then what happens is, if you do end up wooing somebody, you lay pipe then, so that you're not thinking about laying pipe in the morning.
All right, let's take 2. 2 rooms. 2.
I don't want to rule anymore.
Sorry.
I will not be marking any doubloons.
What did you do?
Sorry, that was so out of pocket.
2.
Like,
2
Yes.
rooms. 2.
2
One for
rooms.
you,
it needed to be
kids.
said.
Okay, I'm
One
fine
for
with
3 of us.
Alright, I'm fine with the kid.
Get in here, Nails.
I
Wait, saw that flash across your face of like, is Nails about to be into this right now? Like you had to make a decision.
Roll to move.
And I'm glad that you didn't
Oh,
make
shit.
the
All right, God, stop. 2, give keys, coin, go.
Nails and I are immediately on your arms.
This is a mistake.
Oh yeah. Thank you for making the right choice for me. I'm fine with the kid.
Okay, yeah, because
We're
otherwise...
chilling.
You receive your keys and are still sort of mingling in here when a man walks in. Sort of an older man, darker skin, and as he walks in, you realize that he has sort of this like cane with like a large brass topper, and he comes up and starts talking to the barman, and they start sort of kind of like discuss. He looks kind of like somber, and you can't hear what they're saying, but they're kind of like you get like the occasional word of like, yeah, I'm not sure, and it's a hard.
Can I use my white whale? Send in the crab?
Okay, what were you trying to get?
I'm
Jean
trying
Claude
to let
do?
him to listen so he can come back and do charades with me. So I can
Is Jean-Claude still, like, drunk off the rum at this point?
No.
Okay, so that was
I don't know.
Okay.
Depends on
Crab's
what you roll.
We've done this before.
The
He's
crab
an
is probably more
expert.
alcohol tolerant than most of us on the ship.
But it's so
So-
tiny.
Okay, I'll say what you can do is you can use
But
Jean-Claude to use mark a use of your size up ability.
My what?
You have your ability to size somebody up.
Oh, the keen
Let
eye.
me see that. It's on the dock somewhere.
It's keen eye, I think.
Yes, Kina. You may size someone up when you do choose one from the list to ask.
Size. That's right. Okay. Let's see. I want to see. What do they want?
Using your key, you don't have to roll for it. It's an ability that you just get.
Awesome.
Using your keen eye, you see like the way that this man is like that they're speaking. You can tell that this guy has some position of authority here, maybe, and also that what he wants is at this point he's looking more for like somebody to like listen to his problems than like anything else.
That's kind of sad.
Okay.
And it seems like the man that he's talking to is familiar with this problem that they're talking about.
I think he needs an apple juice.
There's something probably going on with the Iron Empire here that's affecting them in their trade. Probably, is my guess. But we will never know unless we ask.
Look, I just think he needs an apple juice. It solves everything.
We're not obviously we haven't left yet. So this is us listening.
Are you gonna try to like get in and like listen to what they're talking about? You absolutely can.
Can?
Yeah. I think that like you can use Jean-Claude as like. I think that you have enough skill to like sit down and like order something next to them and like get a grasp on what they're saying. So you sit down, you order a drink, and you hear this man go, I'm not sure there's anything we can do, really. I just hope that I can see her again. And the barman goes, well, it's a tough shop, that is. I'm not sure there's anything any of us can do, really, but I think if you just wait until the trade ship comes by, you can scrape something together for a ransom.
Wait until
The trade ship comes by.
trade ship comes by. Gather.
I feel bad for him now. Like, oh.
And being close to this man, you notice something. The cane that the sort of like stick that he walked in through, you can see sort of a red gem embedded in the side of it, and that's when you realize this is one of the keys.
Fuck.
Crap! No!
So here's the thing. Is it like...
It's like attached to this sort of like stick.
So is it without the gem? Does the cane not work?
So it kind of looks like a sort of like a decorative topper more than it is an
Okay,
integral part
cool.
of the canes.
So we follow him back to his room. We cut a hole in his ceiling.
No! I am not doing this again!
Louis right. No means no. But could I persuade this NPC to trade that for ransom? Would you all be down for a quest?
Yeah.
So how do you
Side
approach
That's a good
this?
idea.
Give me like an
Maybe-
approach that you're going to give to this before you start
I
pursuing.
may have Psy call Curly over to assist, and then we listen, talk, and then Curly says the following.
And Jean-Claude, little,
He calls him on.
He's doing the airplane thing.
Yeah.
completely, regardless of the time that should have elapsed, I slide in there cartoonishly and ask, what was she like?
Curly.
I'm sorry?
The prisoner, the one for whom the ransom tolls.
Pardon my friend. He seems to have eavesdropped when he shouldn't have.
No, it's all right. We've talked thoroughly about it in the town. My daughter, Henrietta, has been taken by bandits, and they're demanding a ransom.
Bandits, you say?
We are not much of a wealthy town, unfortunately. So I personally cannot come up with the ransom, but hopefully when the next trade ship blows in, we will be able to sell some of our crop. A bit prematurely, but we should get the money for it, and hopefully they will return her to us.
You said bandits.
Yes.
I wasn't familiar with bandits in this area.
They're quite new. We weren't sure who they were. They wear these masks, you see, and they just sort of appeared. We haven't had any new intake from any of the trade ships, but they've appeared and they've captured my daughter and are demanding a ransom.
Masks, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, and I'm going to reach to my hip. And I was like, in any way, do they resemble this?
No. They are not nearly as refined as that. They seem to be woven in some sort from grasses or some other sort of material.
Fascinating. Do forgive me that I have an unfortunate history with masks of sort. Do you mind, though I'm not meaning to push, of course, but would you mind recounting for me? It was just humoring me on the events which occurred.
Absolutely. So, there were some accounts, of course. It happened over the course of the last couple of weeks. There were reports of crops being stolen in the night, and when it was investigated, eventually we found a group of masked figures that were stealing crops. And that's how it began, and then a couple of days ago, about 2-3 days ago, I returned home from my work. I am the mayor here. And I returned home from my work to find a note pasted to my door, demanding ransom for my daughter. And when I investigated my house, it seemed that she was taken while I was away.
Very unfortunate circumstance, it seems. And you've no familiarity. I can't speak. New one. You've no familiarity with these masked figures and where they might be located. I may or may not have some personal. See, we're on search for a certain thing, following such clues, and this seems to be a rather hefty lead. Though I cannot disclose what that information is, but.
No, of course. Your business is your business. They are located. We know where they are. It's simply that we don't have the manpower or the
Stop! I'm sorry.
The means to take back anything. They live just past the ridge outside of town. They have a set up camp. Yes. They seem to have set up a camp behind the ridge.
Fascinating.
Is it maybe a good idea then if we maybe take a more offensive approach and take back the, we go to the bandits, I guess, wherever they are, have a more offensive approach towards them, and, we get the daughter back and we, I guess, give we give you the ransom. I don't know how I'm spitballing.
So, I think that I would kind of look to him. Oh, you have a question?
Let me give you the most probably.
What do I have? I have...
So I can do it flamboyantly with using my doubloon, like taking it out from behind their ear, but if you have more parlay, you should do it.
I do. So, what am I trying to do?
Negotiate that we get the...
So, I would say to him, well, it seems that our interests may or may not align. Well, I would be so bold to say that my crew and I, just casually passing through town, no particular reason, have been on a vendetta of sorts with these individuals. And if I may be so bold to say that perhaps in exchange, if I could potentially secure the safety and a return of your daughter, perhaps we could make an exchange deal, if that might be to your interest.
Yes, absolutely. Whatever you want. She means very much to me.
And if I may, I'm going to gesture down to the cane in his hand.
Yes.
And I'm going to inspect it. I just want to look at it. And I was like, this is a fascinating piece of work. Wherever did you get this?
It's a bit of not an heirloom per se, but it's something that each mayor has. It's a bit of a status symbol, so to speak. It's been passed
Beautiful.
down.
What is this, a ruby in the center of its eye?
Well, I'm not sure. It's very old. The tale goes that it was retrieved from a deep cave within the mountains a long time ago.
Oh, it's a beautiful piece of craftsmanship, and I don't know if you can see across the room, my friend there, just the decrepit old man in the corner. He does struggle. Oh, God. This wouldn't happen. This is just me laughing at my own jokes. I would try to say he does struggle both mentally and physically. Mostly mentally, but he is a big, wondrous fan of woodworking and all things hard and delicate.
If you look over at Nails, he just he pulled a nail out of the table and is just playing with it in his mouth.
Picking your teeth out?
No, he's just kind of chewing it.
As you can see, he's not all there, but I do believe that we want the best for him, and I would offer a trade of sorts.
What do you
Your
propose?
daughter's safety and life complete, no harm, in exchange for this particular artifact right here.
Of course, absolutely. If you were to retrieve her for me, I would gladly give you this.
Well then, it seems that we found a deal. I will outstretch my hand.
He shakes his hand.
Shake. Very well.
Very well. Thank you so much.
We shall make haste for you at once.
Onward!
Oh my God. Do I have to roll that?
No! You navigated that situation perfectly. There was no need for persuasion. And you head out.
Oh, we're heading out now? And then
You
we'll
said post haste, and Curly said onward. The sun is still in the sky. It's starting to go down, but there's still light.
So we're going to have the cover of darkness.
Yeah, so fun.
And as you head over the ridge, you can see the sort of shifting clouds that sort of surround the outside of Hearth that begin to sort of dip down, and you get this sort of purpley haze of sunlight blasting through clouds, and it's amazing. As you come up over the ridge towards the sort of you can see now this sort of rock outcropping that leads up and then into this sort of it's almost like a cave more than it is a building.
And you said it's a very beautiful scene.
It is. It's sort of it kind of looks like one of those sweeping rock things where it juts out at angles.
Very sublime in the sense of I don't know, I'm an art major, I'm sorry. It's there's an American school of painters that did specifically landscapes, and they were these really massive, sprawling landscapes, and it just was huge and fantastical. Something like that. I can only imagine, just from the crow's nest, how much, just giddy awe that gives Luca.
Well, we're walking, we're not taking the shot.
Oh, we're not.
But when you were coming through, you saw that sort of sweeping landscape.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was just yeah!
And as you come up this, I'd say somebody, before you enter in, if somebody wants to assess a situation, or what's it called? Read a situation.
What kind of skill would that take?
Reading a situation, I believe, is savvy.
Oh, that's me. Oh boy.
Roll the dish. At the ASMR.
6 plus 2, 8.
Yeah, you are, Louis.
Oh
Alright.
God.
You can choose from the list.
Just one, right?
Yeah.
What are the options?
Best way in, best way out, biggest threat, what's vulnerable.
Ooh.
That's a
That's a
lot of key
Can
information.
all of us roll or just Lily?
I'd say that right now, if we're getting a read a situation to go in, right now it's just Lily.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one more time. Where are they? I can't find the thing.
The options are
They're under moves.
best way in, best way out, biggest threat, what's vulnerable.
Okay. Maybe the biggest.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or what's vulnerable. One of those two, I think.
I think biggest threat.
Biggest threat?
Yeah.
Alright, as you go to enter this sort of like section, looking out and watching the inside, you can see a figure that is sort of like slumped in a chair. There's a sort of like flintlock rifle in its hand, but you can hear a sort of soft coming from that same figure.
So, asleep.
Yes, they seem to be sleeping.
Can I like look around and see if any of the scenery is familiar to me in any way?
It doesn't look like it's familiar. It kind of looks like it's just like an inside of the cave. It's sort of like the rounded walls. There doesn't seem to be any sort of like stalactites or stalagmites.
I'm
But
more
you can
meant
see
in the sense of like if there's any like banners or flags or symbols or
It's
anything in the area that
strangely
I
unmarked.
Okay.
It seems very sparse in this area. Even like looking past, you can see like it bends around a corner, and you can see sort of a lantern light from a lantern that you can see the edge of that is sort of being hung off a wall.
Yeah.
But you can't see anything else.
Nails will inconspicuously load the blunderbuss.
Oh boy.
Right, because we might have to
Just
be a bit
whistling.
offensive here. But also, be careful, because we do need to salvage a person out of this.
We do.
So,
Alright.
yeah, let's keep that in mind.
We determined the biggest threat. Can I try to determine what's vulnerable?
What's vulnerable?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Roll for research.
That's 2, right?
Yes, 2d6 plus savvy.
That is 7, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
7.
that's one. So what's vulnerable? Looking for what's vulnerable, you can see that the most vulnerable thing in this sort of area that you can see is probably the sleeping person. You probably have an opportunity to sneak up and get them.
Okay. Cool. So
Nails motions like he puts a face and then just like he doesn't make a sound, but he's just like motioning like
I'm going to kind of look at him.
gunshot to the face.
And be like, no. Like try to like, convey through my hands that we have to do this as quietly as possible.
Nails very enthusiastically nods yes.
So
But he
I-
does not proceed with it.
Does Nails know that we have to take somebody out of this alive?
Nails like
Nails
I
knows,
was-
but does Nails care?
No.
Is the real question.
But do we want the key,
Why do we
though?
keep this animal cracker around?
Whoa.
You can't get rid of me. I showed up.
That's right, I forgot. It's just our mascot pet. Ugh. Alright, are there any, like, rocks or brush or trees that we can use to maneuver, or is it all, like, a clear space?
It's sort of just like a straight shot down and then around. This person is also facing away from you.
Oh,
They're
okay,
not like
perfect.
facing towards you.
Okay, so
Mm.
I feel like I'm gonna reach into Curly's little sack here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take out his luring rope.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
His
Not the rope.
and we're gonna go do this quietly.
Okay.
We're gonna go down. Slowly down the hill. Quietly approaching the person. I feel like I'm the only one going. I feel like I want everyone else to stay back. Whether or not they listen to me is their prerogative, but I'm gonna try to go down there slowly. If that's working, okay.
Mhm.
And once I reach the person, I just want to before I do anything, I just want to look at them kind of around, see if there's anything again noticeable or familiar.
Gotcha. Looking at this person, the first thing you see is that they are a younger man, sort of like a scruffy facial hair, and very oily, slicked back hair. They're wearing a very similar sort of beige work shirt with the brownish sort of overalls and work boots that you would see the other people in this town have been wearing.
Okay. I think seeing that makes her relax a little, because there's the familiarity. I was worried for a moment that this might be someone I knew, but it's not. So, I don't want to kill him.
Okay.
First goal is not to kill him, but to seriously maim or injure.
Jesus Christ.
So,
Yeah?
or to just make sure he stays asleep.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to deliberate in my head if it's best to take the rope, wrap it around his neck, and suffocate him. Or
you said you didn't want to kill him.
until he goes unconscious. Or to just bash him in the head and knock him over.
Okay. I'd say either way that this could be considered either acting under fire or crossing arms.
Which
It's
skill
up
is
to
used
you.
by either of those?
Crossing arms uses scurvy, and acting under fire uses fleet.
Let's use the scurvy one.
You want him knocked him out. I can't just punch him.
Yeah, so I'm saying.
And give him
Nails
2
to-
arms.
Hills does have the highest scurvy.
Okay.
Nails.
Alright,
Blinds him.
I'm gonna roll and then decide what it is.
Gotcha.
Whether or not I fail or not. So, okay. Here we go. That is an 11.
Nice.
So, I think that what I'm gonna do is... He's sitting... What kind of chair is he sitting in?
Just sort of like a wooden chair. So what did you get for your cross arm?
I got an 11.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take the rope. Oh, I'm gonna recreate this physically for the rest of the people listening. Yes. All right.
Okay.
Dungeon Master, you in fact are my thing here. So I'm gonna take the rope from behind, get it to his neck, seal it, and then throw him to the ground and knock him out.
Okay.
So the rope, I use it, I tighten it, grab it up on the base of his neck, and then slam his head into the wood arm of the chair.
Gotcha.
So that-
Okay, so you
and
guys
then-
watch as Captain Domino slinks up behind this person, pulls out Curly's sort of length of rope, and very quickly wraps it around his neck, pulls it and makes it tight, like crossing her arms, and then you watch as she grabs at the knot that she's just made and just slams this person's head poof, into the armchair. You watch as, like, the armchair goes and sort of shifts out. This man is definitely unconscious. You drop him, and his body limply sort of just
To be
He is
sure,
convulsed.
he's dead, I'm gonna
dead.
to make sure he doesn't move, I'm gonna take the rope, then tie it around his mouth on one end, and then tie it to the chair on the other end. So he would get stuck to the chair, and he would be like slightly gagged if he
Gotcha.
did happen to wake up.
Shit.
Now he's not
Curly-
dead, but he's severely injured and or maimed.
And that's
This is
where
my
Curly
absolute
goes,
goal.
oh, Captain, my Captain.
Yeah.
Alright. And then I'm going to quietly motion. Are there any bushes in the area?
You're on like a rock outcropping,
Okay.
so there's not a lot of vegetation that is around
Is
this.
there any
So
thing that
you've
we can
gone.
hide behind?
So where you are, this person was like at the edge of the sort of entrance to this cave sort of thing, and you have knocked them out, and they're still there, but you can see a lantern light that sort of exists on the corner of where this cave curves to the left.
Okay. Alright. So there's a lantern light. Where did you say? Sorry.
You can see the edge of the lantern because it's hanging on the cave wall, sort of right where the edge of the cave curves to the left. So, like, the wall goes straight and then curves, and the lantern's, like, right on that curve.
Can I notice it to see if there's any, like, archers or anybody watching us from above anywhere?
There's no, like, position above you because you're, like, you've gotten to the high ground already. The outcropping is
I
at
see.
the high ground, and at the top of that high ground is the cave.
Okay.
And the ceiling is, it's not, like, low, but, like, there's nowhere that people would, like,
Gotcha.
hide above.
I thought there might be, like, a... Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good to know. I'll just make sure we're being watched. So maybe if I motion to the others and we start going towards that lamp, I'm going to take the lantern off the wall and kind of hold it.
Okay, you, looking around that sort of corner, you can see that it goes for a little while more, and then you can see some more light coming, and you hear voices in, like, casual conversation.
Okay, so, shit. I think the first thing we should do is put the handle of the lantern in Curly's mouth so he can't speak for the rest of the
He would roll to woo.
So, no wooing, and he's gonna hold the lantern in his mouth the whole time. And then, can we hear what's going on? Or do we have to get closer?
Getting a little bit closer, you'd be able to hear it.
Okay, would getting a little bit closer.
Give away your position? No.
Okay, so we're gonna
Cool.
approach.
You're still stealthed. So,
Stealth.
as you approach, the first thing you hear is sort of like deeper male voice goes, "All right, I'm out." And you hear something smacking onto the table. You hear another voice go, "Yeah, I'm out too." And you hear another slapping, and then you hear a female voice go, "Ha ha! You guys never stood a chance." And you hear the sound of sort of like coins being scraped across the table.
Poker.
Well, she's either having fun, she's in charge of this operation, or I'm trying to think like worst possible scenarios. Maybe she was never kidnapped to begin with.
I don't think she was.
I don't think
Oh, is
so
that the
either.
daughter?
Well, it's just a female voice. It could just
Yeah,
be
but-
another bandit.
I didn't think it was a daughter. I thought it was somebody who was running it.
I'm convinced that this is what's happening. She's either in charge of this mission and it was all staged. Oh, this feels fishy to me. Fishy like this whole fishing town. I don't like it. Okay.
Some other fishing too.
What are we getting ourselves into? This is a bad idea. He's probably in on it too.
At this point, you hear one of the other voices go, "All right, I'm going to go switch with Johan real quick." And you hear the sound of a chair scraping against the floor and somebody getting up and starting to walk around the corner.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do any of us have like traditional rogue abilities with like disguises?
Not really. It's not written on your thing.
Darn. All right.
You put one with nails in her helmet and just walks in like, "Hello, friends!"
So I want to like shove them back out of the cave to the edge, and I want to wait for him to approach, and I'm going to take the lantern out of his mouth, and I'm going to once this guard comes by, I want to let him see the scene. He'll be like, "What the heck?" And then we'll smash him with the lantern.
Do you want to make nails to it? Because he can punch.
Yes.
He has an ability
I'm
for
going
that.
to, for once, give Nails the lantern and let him take out some of his aggression.
Well, actually,
Alright.
it's fists that count as weapons, so it might be easier.
It'd be a fist holding a lantern.
Okay, cool. I'll take it.
Okay, so you watch as this sort of like much taller, sort of broader shouldered man comes around. He's got sort of a mid-length beard.
This is a
and
bad idea.
you can see this sort of like woven straw like mask that is sort of around the top of his head. And as he's coming around, I need somebody to act under pressure for the or act under
Is
fire.
that him with the lantern?
Whoever you think it would be, you know.
And then-
Well, act under fire is it's fleet.
Yeah, I think act under fire. It could be you if you're holding the lantern.
I have 0 fleet, but
Oh wait,
at this
no.
point,
Who has the highest fleet?
That would be
Wes.
Curly.
Okay.
Um,
But I also have a pretty good fleet, so I could also keep doing it. So,
damn, I want to punch things.
sorry, you can punch him after. You'll
Okay.
get the second round. So, like, if I don't get him with the lantern, because that's my idea, is that you can, like, just go, hate to say raw dogging him. Alright.
Acting under fire is just him, like, this is for him, like, not noticing you or, like, this not
Okay.
going a
so
different
that's,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9.
9.
Okay.
So 9 is a partial success. So there's complications. So
Sorry,
I'll
guys.
say that as this is stealthy, he goes around the corner, goes, "Oh my god, Henry." And you can roll your cross arms roll, but you are going to get a -1 penalty to this roll.
Sure.
Because of this partial failure. Because you watch as he goes, "Oh my god, Henry," and looks, and Nails is just standing right there. And you make direct eye contact with him. He goes, "What?"
Okay. It's a 7, so at +1 scurvy, it's an 8.
An 8. Let's see, what is the
Two
rules
partials
on...
together makes a whole.
What is the rules on this?
Your fist count has 2 harm weapons.
Additionally, you can attempt to push through an object. So this is just across swords. Across arms, I'm sorry.
Curly's looking a little smaller over here.
I can sit over.
No, it's okay.
Okay, I'd say that for the purposes of this will work as like a busting through an object roll.
So is the plan like he hits him and then I come around the back with the lantern
Well,
over
on
his
a-
head?
So what's happening right now is you watch as Nails just goes poof and just fucking rocks this man across the face. There's just a and you watch as like some teeth fly out of his mouth, and he hits the back of the wall, and the sort of like pistol that he had in his hand drops to the floor and poof, goes off.
Oh no!
And shoots into the wall.
Oh shit!
And you watch it, you hear is like as there's like the scraping of like chairs, and they go, Henry, are you alright? as there's a running around, and you watch as coming out from behind the thing, there is another man sort of like shorter and stouter, wearing that same sort of like clothes. They both have these masks on, but you can see now that there's also a woman in this sort of like beigeish white dress, with this sort of like auburnish brown hair that's like flowing behind her, and she has like these like high boots on. And she's brandishing a fucking pistol and has it trained right on both of you.
I was right. On both of me and...
I'm sorry, they both draw their weapons on you.
Do they... So the gun going off, would that have left any, like, gunpowder residue or anything on the ground in any way?
Not necessarily gunpowder because it got set off.
Okay. So now they're trained on both of us.
Yeah.
What are the odds I yell, hit the deck, and we all go down, I smash the lantern and set them on fire?
That's not gonna work.
It's not. That's okay, I won't do that. I thought about it.
You're gonna fucking Molotov cocktail them? With a lantern?
Maybe they've been drinking a lot and spilled a lot.
And you said you were the sane one?
Stop.
That's a Nails play, actually.
I don't know what Nails' idea.
In fact, Nails, I'd love for you to take a doubloon for acting with unnecessary violence just then.
Nice.
Did we knock out the guy with the teeth?
Yeah, he's fucking unconscious. You can see like a pool of blood coming out of his mouth.
What am I gonna hit? Two guys unconscious, and then two others with pistols aimed at all of us.
I didn't write any of this down. It was the change of shift, knockout guy with teeth, and then other guard and the girl trained pistols, right?
Yes.
Oh no, this is not good. This is a bad idea. I think that I may have left you all into the...
You watch as one of them goes, "Who are you?" The man says, and then the woman goes, "Yeah, who? Actually, who the fuck are you guys?
Like, oh, this was...
You just knocked out Henry. Is your hand tied to a fucking chair? What is going on?"
I feel like we're a very guilty picture right now, but I feel like we're like, this is not the inn. Is this... Are you... What? Tommy, right? Right, Tommy?
Yeah. Maybe I took the drink,
don't these
right?
two look familiar?
Yeah,
right?
Wait, how did you get a
I'm
drink?
sorry.
You're 12.
Whoa, this is not... We're in the,
I thought it was-
have excess toenails?
we're in the wrong place.
Do you think I'm a fucking idiot?
No.
You literally just... I can tell... You just punched him!
Yeah.
You know where you are! What's going on?
Well, we're here to rescue you.
You watch as she takes the mask off, and the other guy goes, "Wait, no, Henry, and don't. It's fine. Take your mask off, Jim. Jesus." And the other guy takes his mask off, and they go, "You're here for me?"
Yeah.
What do you mean you're here for me? What? I didn't ask for anybody to come get me.
Fascinating. We have heard otherwise.
You're not from here, are you?
Clearly not.
I think I understand. So, you're not here to deliver the ransom, are you?
No.
So you're here to take me back.
Yeah.
She sort of puts her pistol back in a holster and goes, "Alright, so I'm going to level with you. This is not the best rock to float on. It's not fun here, as you can tell from the incredibly large amounts of crops and nothing else. But if you scrape together some coin, a trade ship might let you stow away. So I devised this plan with my friends here to get off this rock for good. You see, some people aren't as well-to-do here, and others aren't as keen for people to leave. So we do what we must.
Mm.
Yeah?
It seems that we've seriously misjudged the situation.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they're not dead.
Jim, can you help them, please? And Jim goes, yes, sorry. She goes, I'm Henrietta. It's nice to meet you.
As I'm familiar, we all are for the most part. But it seems that your father may have led us astray in this, what the situation would have been.
No, we engineered it all. The thought was that they would scrape together a ransom, we'd collect the ransom, and we'd be on the next trade ship off of this rock.
All of you?
Well, yeah, I can leave, but I'm not going to leave without my friends, you know?
No, not talking about your friends, I'm talking about your father.
No. Like, we're, me, Jim, Henry, and Johann are going to leave.
It's quite the crew you've got.
Yes. They're in on it. They are the bandits that have taken me, and they demand the ransom, and use the ransom money to leave.
I'm sorry, isn't it your father's money that you'd be using?
Yes,
Would you not just take it from yourself?
Well, he's got a safe and stuff. I don't know how to crack a safe. It's not like I can just access my father's money no matter what.
You know.
There's not a lot of women's rights here.
Don't I know it?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Well, you don't have to wait for a trade ship to escape. I do myself own a prime sailing vessel, if I do say so myself.
The wharf!
We'd be happy to accompany you should you wish to leave. But the question again is the concern of money.
Yes, that is certainly an issue. And it's at this point that Curly speaks up and goes, Captain, if I may, I think I can get us onto a trade ship, and at the same time we'll be able to get our pay, of course. And I think I can just, get him on the next trade ship out. You come back after you get the key, and we'll work it all out, right? Does that make sense to you?
Not a bad plan.
And here he goes, this guy's gonna get us... he looks weird. But, if you can get us on a ship, by all means. Yeah? We just have to wake up the rest now. And you watch as Jim is kind of like holding Henry's head, and it's like, come on, man, wake up. I shouldn't smack you. You've had enough. And just sort of props him up against the cave wall.
I'm so glad I didn't kill him.
Yeah, good point.
Yes, perhaps we should assist. Have you gotten the rope off of his mouth?
Johann is still just out.
No.
Dead unconscious.
You fucking dropped him.
Calm down, I'm sorry. No, I'm just, just for me, because now I'm confused what's happening. Well, what was the suggested plan that you said? This is just me now.
What do you mean, from Curly? Or?
Yeah.
Curly suggested that he can use his connections to get them onto a trade ship and get them out without them having to take the ransom money.
That's true.
And you would be able to get what you needed from the Iron Empire or whatever, get the third key and come back.
Say that in part one more time?
You'd be able to get your third key that you need.
Yeah.
And come back for it.
Okay.
Technically, we got his daughter back.
We did.
We can just sneak out later,
That's true. Alright. Sounds like a fair plan.
Yeah. We've done what was required of us.
Well, I do apologize for the mess of your associates here.
Yeah, you really fucked them up.
That's what we do best.
Get fucking warped.
Get warped. Yes. Alright then. Well, it's, anyone else want to chime in so it's not just me? Help!
You want Nails to chime in?
You know what? Never mind.
I can say hi.
Very helpful, thank you. Hello. Thank you, Ruka.
Hello, why do you have a child with you?
Why not?
It is a long story.
I don't want to. Let's just go back. Let's go back.
I try to shake your hand.
Jean-Claude also.
Yes.
You go.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Crab.
So
all right. So
the crab likes you. That's good.
I'm glad. That's very nice. So, by all means, bring me back to my father.
Yes. I did promise you in one piece unharmed, so you might want to lose the mask. So
Oh, yes.
just to be safe.
Yes. You
so-
can say that the brigands or whatever were dealt with. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
yes.
Jim, are you going to be alright? Jim goes, I guess. I mean, Henry's starting to come to. And he just Henry's like, what fucking happened, man? Jesus Christ. My tooth. Fuck. And Jim just goes, it's fine. We'll replace it. What do you mean we'll replace my tooth? Holy shit, who is that? Jesus Christ. What is going on right now? Jim goes, they're going to get us out of here, man. Just, you had to lose a couple of teeth for it. It's fine.
Apologies.
Sure, I'm going to go back to... I'm just going to... And he lays down on the cave floor.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Johan's still
I'm glad we
Johan's still-
figure this out.
So
The funny thing about Johan is like he's been untied, but he's still just kind of like leaning in the chair. And you just hear,
oh no. Poor Johan.
That one was all captive.
That was my doing.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know which one of these situations was.
anyway, yeah, I'll lead the way. And you watch as Henrietta just starts walking out of the cave.
Mm-hmm. So now, which way is everyone going now? We're going back with Henrietta.
Yes, back to the village.
Johan and
Johan, Henry, and Jim are
are
all
staying.
staying in the cave.
Okay, the rest of us are going back.
Yes.
And
And the plan is to say we've returned safely. We're going to get the cane, stay in the inn, help Henrietta escape, and run away.
Curly's going to stay and help with that.
Okay. Gotcha. Alright, and then we'll reconnect later.
Yes.
I give Carly a hug before we leave.
Curly hugs back and goes, good luck with your apple juice and your books and stuff.
And then I want to do one of the arm, elbow handshakes. We'll say, don't worry, my friend, your cut is promised. We shall return with you later. But it must be done.
Alright, Captain. When you go get that third key in the Iron Empire, tell him get Worfed for me.
I will.
Oh, yeah.
Try not to woo any innocent people.
No promises!
Oh, boy.
And
Definitely not gonna miss that.
It's a largely unattended area, right?
Yeah.
Well, shit.
so
If consent is given.
Let's just say that Curly's gonna get a lot of doubloons.
oh,
Oh,
Alright.
no.
good for him.
It's not on the movie.
So we then, I guess, go back to the inn.
Yes.
And when we return, is the mayor still seated outside, or is he?
He's still in the inn. He's awaiting your return.
And then you're going to, I suppose.
And you watch as he goes, oh, Henrietta! And he goes, Dad! And hugs him, and he goes, oh my God, I was so worried about you. Yes, it was dreadful. I'm sorry for worrying you, but these wonderful, wonderful people helped me out. By all means, give them what they are owed. He goes, oh, yes, I'm so sorry. And you watch as he just unattaches the top of it to the and hand it to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. By all means.
Yeah, literally. 2 jackets. Ding! With the other one. Which is
2 out of 3, 66%.
Yeah.
66.
so
It's gotta get like 3% of that next key for it to be funny.
Alright, we're 3% of
Just
the
like
way
a
there.
little smidgen. Just like an atom. Just
All right. You stay for the night in your
Ah, yes.
rooms
With the kid.
okay.
with the kid.
I think
And
so.
Your
That-
nails.
is where
Do
we
they
will
leave
go.
in the
to
middle
break.
of the night?
They don't leave in the middle of the night, but at like the next sort of opportunity where the next trade ship comes in, Curly's going to help them all get onto that.
So
trade.
we are all in the night, in the room for the night.
Yes.
Done.
Yeah. And so that is where we are going to take our break.
Wonderful.
cool.
And welcome back. Where we just left off, our crew of the wharf had evaded a whistler and found themselves on the island of Hearth, where they encountered a man needing help rescuing his daughter, who was being ransomed. You discovered the daughter was ransoming herself to get off of this place. You assisted her, unfortunately having Curly stay behind in the meantime. But you have awakened the next day, I assume, and returned to your ship, the Wharf, and are now prepared to exit. And what is your plan of action? Because we had discussed before returning back to Undertow to get help from Cricket, but also you're heading to the Iron Empire, maybe? It's up to you.
Yeah, so first I would like to make sure that the little head of the cane is with the other thing in that safe that I had.
Yes.
Locked away tight. And then, so you said returning to, what did I say?
You talked about gathering resources from Undertow and talking to Cricket.
Yeah.
In order to prepare yourself to...
I don't know if they remember who that is.
That's me. Sorry.
So...
Cricket, the guy from the beginning.
Cricket is your ally who works at the brothel in Undertow.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay.
Bring the kid to the brothel.
Yeah, absolutely. You can hide underneath the skirts of the ladies and get your way in.
Bring the creepy old man to the brothel.
That's actually the main clientele, so...
It really is.
Right.
Anyway, I think that might be a smart move, is to make sure we have the resources. What happened to the back of our ship? Is it, like, damaged because of the Whistler?
Some of, like, the back panels were taken off, but
Like
the
minimal.
wharf is, like, so cobbled together with so much stuff that, like, taking that off doesn't do anything, you know?
It's like a scratch.
Well built.
You know? Like
Okay. So maybe, like, doing... Is Undertow close to the Iron Empire, or was that out of the way?
Undertow, it's like, you are at Hearth, the Iron Empire is, like, directly east, and then Undertow is sort of, like, southeast. It's sort of like a triangular, sort of distance.
I don't know.
Entering the Iron Empire is, like, hostile territory and very well guarded, as well as the fact that you are, like, you know that the key is in a museum. So, do with that information what you will.
I think we should go regroup at Undertow and then go off. Maybe. I don't know. That's my idea, but anyone else can disagree.
I think the more time we spend preparing, the better odds we have with the Iron Empire.
Yeah. So I think conferring with an ally might be their best bet.
All right. So, as you head back to Undertow, let's get a roll for divining the path.
All right. And that's +2 because salt.
Yes.
Where's the? This isn't the.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
5 and 2.
5 and 2. That's 7 plus 2 is 9. You get to choose one from the list.
That it will not be.
What was that?
One that it won't be, right?
One that it won't be,
Yeah.
and then you choose. I think the path is full of hazards.
All right.
So
Yeah.
won't be.
Gotcha.
So it won't be that.
Okay. So you set your path down, and I'm going to say the path has a lot of eyes. So as you know that the fastest way to Undertow from here is a very well-traveled trade route.
Right. Okay.
It is guaranteed to be the fastest way to get there.
Okay.
So as you head down, you see other ships sort of like come up beside you and around you, and turn off in their various directions throughout the journey back down to Undertow.
Okay.
But as you pull down through the sort of heavy cloud covering into the grayed skies of Undertow, and dock at your usual port, just like that, yeah.
For context, Avery just pulled up an image of a lot of eyes.
Yeah.
Very spooky, very scary. Thank you, Avery. Very
Dislike.
cool.
Thank you, Avery. Thank
Put
you,
that
Avery.
away.
Thank you, Avery. Very cool.
We're going to our normal spot, you say? Docking spot?
Yes, you dock in Undertow and begin to make your way towards the brothel. You sort of maneuver your way through the sort of lightly crowded streets, going through different street stalls and operating by a sort of lantern light. It's almost like a perpetual night here in Undertow because of like the fact that you hit right towards the underlevel. You're right on the part before you hit like the level where like clouds are so dense that no sunlight permeates that level. So it's more like a dark gray dusky night that is illuminated mostly by like signs that are lit or lanterns that are hanging, stuff like that.
Okay.
And you push your way towards sort of the northern section of Undertow, towards a place called the Shea Lounge, which you know is where cricket is well known. And as you enter, you push through this sort of like beaded curtain, and immediately you're hit with like the smell of like tobacco and hookah. It's sort of like a hazy inside, and on the stage you see cricket. There's sort of this small stage set up around this sort of like series of like lounge couches, like those Victorian like fainting couches almost. There's a lot of like gold trim around the outside and edges of all of the sort of furniture and other things. You can see Cricket, a woman with this sort of dark skin, almost like burnt sugar. She wears this emerald green dress that holds tight to her body. She's tall, standing over the whole room. She's already like tall for somebody, but also is wearing these very large heels. And you can see that she has this sort of like the jewelry that is adorns her. She has like these long green velvet gloves, but she also has like rings over her fingers and these chains around her neck. She has this sort of like wide brimmed hat with like a bit of a veil that falls to one side, and the light that is like projected onto her while she's singing is reflecting across all of her jewelry and gives sort of that sort of like flashes across the lounge. It's not by any means an off day here. It's decently crowded. There's enough people who are looking for companionship here that you can easily lose sight of each other in the crowd.
So she's singing on stage, so we obviously can't get there. But I imagine she has her little VIP box in the back or something.
Yeah, you go to the regular spot that you know, her sort of dressing room that she has to the side, and you wait for her there.
Has Luca seen this person before?
That is a good question.
I want
Probably not.
to say no,
I
because
think
I'm a
as
newer
we're-
recruit.
I probably feel like as we're walking, Louie kind of being the babysitter that she
Is
is.
like
he's,
holding
holding Luca, covering his eyes, being like, nope, not that,
Nope.
nope.
You got nails. Ah.
How much metal is in the room?
You know what? I think that's
Nothing
really
to your
funny.
taste,
All the women in the room think that you're staring at them, being like, "That's disgusting."
but you're staring at their jewelry. Can I keep that? No, that's
Can
too
I keep
soft.
that? You're like, don't. They're trying to like eat the jewelry off their fingers.
Like the scene from Robin Hood.
No!
I just maybe from like the glimpses of Cricket that I've seen, I was just like, she's very pretty.
Yeah, I feel like this is my space that I have taken. I kind of go here by myself, but this is special circumstance.
Best drink in town, you know?
So, we're waiting for her at her dressing room. I feel like I've corralled them all in
Yes,
the right direction.
you enter this room with like these like nice like soft silk curtains. There's a look out across like the sort of like the essentially what would be a bay for this. It's like a sound that like reaches down and like comes to an edge before falling off, and you can see into like the sort of like roiling black clouds underneath Undertow. It's very well lit in here. There's sort of a mirror to one side with a desk with like lots of makeup. There's like a sort of like a hanging closet that has like different dresses in it. It's very lavish. There's sort of like chocolates in one part of the room. It's definitely somewhere where you imagine somebody who runs a brothel would operate out of. Yeah. And after a while, you hear the door sort of as Cricket enters. He goes, "Oh, hello, Captain Domino. To what do I owe this pleasure?"
I'm gonna go take her hand. Hey, my lovely, and kiss her hand.
I see you've brought friends with you.
Yes, apologies for the intrusion. We won't be staying long and get out of your hair as soon as we... I know, after show routines that were quite important.
Yes.
Shall I make you a your usual.
Oh, by all means, please do.
And I feel like I make like some type of thing of tea. Regular, like just like a regular honey tea, a little absinthe vinegar in there, and then
Well, thank you.
something else, but I don't know what that might be. Just a little hit. Anyway, just a little hit, you know, something nice.
Why, thank you. And she accepts your drink.
And what am I saying? I forget what we were doing.
You're looking for assistance.
Right. Help. So make the drink, hand it to her, and then I also want to make sure she says hello to Jean-Claude.
Hello there, Jean-Claude.
Much love.
I feel like Jean-Claude blushes a little.
Crabs could blush.
Yeah.
Happy little.
I figure he kind of like climbs his way onto her dressing table and like gets comfy in like one of the little bags of makeup or something like that. And just kind of sticks his little pincers out. He gets comfy because he's been here before.
Yeah. Whereas I'm just like,
I will reiterate that is be like, again, apologies for the intrusion. We were just doing a wraparound on our latest adventure. Thought I might stop in, see what the word is, get some resources.
Absolutely. Regale me with your tales.
Long-winded tales insert here. I don't want to go through all of them. They're like sapphire, griffin, curly, big salamander, and then big whale, la, and then
It's like one of the montages that's like in slow-mo and has the music over it, and you just see him
travel by mountain.
talking.
Actually,
Actually, Cricket is like, and we're all like reacting as if we haven't heard it.
Yeah.
and etc. etc. Yes.
Wow. You've been quite busy.
Don't I know it?
So, what would you like me to help you with?
Oh, that is an excellent question.
I know you're headed. You said you were headed to the Iron Empire.
Yes.
It's quite an interesting place.
Yes. Not one of our easiest feats, I might say, but not entirely impossible. But I'm aware that you are an influential sort of artistic woman. From what I have heard from our client, the artifact is hidden somewhere in a museum full of art.
Oh, in a museum. I see. Well, then that means you probably need assistance getting into the brass quarter.
Yes, the brass.
The brass quarter is where most of the upper crust, so to speak, live.
Yes.
And I'm sure they appreciate museums much more than anybody else.
Okay, well, as you can imagine, our sort of crowd gesture to us. Like,
Yes.
we're not exactly applying for perfection at that. I know you are
I believe
busy
I
woman.
can. I can pull some strings, I believe.
Perhaps.
And you watch as she sort of like goes to her desk and starts rifling through some of the things, and she comes out with an order of, or a decree of docking for being able to dock in a
That's
port in the brass quarter. And she goes, and of course, I am nothing if not a paragon of fashion. If you need disguises or such clothing, I will be sure to provide you with such.
Absolutely.
Luca's eyes turn into like the Steven Universe stars, and he's like,
Well, I must say that it might be easier than some. Perhaps I can refer to you to that.
Oh dear.
Nails has managed to get like a ring from someone and is just chewing it.
Oh dear, what do you have in your mouth there? Just let me. I'm so sorry. Yes, thank you.
Oh no.
By all means, yes. Not for eating, darling. And she like grabs the sides of your face and goes, We're going to need some help for you, aren't we?
Well, I'm sure the rest of us can manage. Oh, I haven't had to dress up in such a long while.
I believe that you'll look fabulous, darling.
You flatter me.
And you watch as she reaches over and like rings a bell, and sort of like a younger woman comes in and goes, Yes, what do you need? This one needs to be cleaned. If you would please. And she goes, "Oh, yes, mistress, right away." And you watch as she takes Nails by like the arm and leads him away. Nails, you are essentially like aggressively spa treated as people.
Like a white cat, one of those crusty old cats being thrown into a bath.
Yeah, you essentially get like a trip to the groomers as they like give you like a proper shave and dress you in clothes that make you look nice. They give you like a walking stick instead of your
blunderbuss.
They like have you like dressed in like nice clothes. You watch as like the dirt is scraped from Nails,
It's
and
gonna be black.
yeah. And after like a while of like discussing your plan and such, Nails is returned. The walking stick that you've been given does have a sword in it.
Woo!
So it is a concealed weapon that deals 2 harm. Mark that down. And she goes, "Wow, I wasn't expecting you to clean up as nice as you did."
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Roll to move! Do it!
This shit's uncomfortable.
Yes,
Roll
but
to
sometimes
Welcome to pageantry, my friend.
yeah,
It stinks.
beauty is pain, my friend.
Do I get to look fabulous?
I think we gotta put you on stilts.
But of course, my little friend, whatever you like.
Lucas makeover's
Gotta go down the
next. Gotta go down
Luca,
the
what do
line.
you want? What do you want to look like? It's a small magician? A small waiter? We can be like the little waiter boy?
Can I have a bow tie?
Of course.
Little waiter boy! Okay. I'm gonna dress like a dumb waiter.
Little waiter boy.
Little waiter boy.
And like a black button down with maybe something sparkly.
Louis, your turn.
Oh no.
Fanciful?
I don't know.
I feel like Louis does not like being dressed like this either.
No, she's not as resistant as Nails, but like...
A little bit. Do you just normally wear like clothes that you can work in? Is that
Yeah.
generally okay? So then like this.
I'm like, my whole outfit is like a repurposed military uniform. In like the form of like the engineer style overalls.
Right. So like this
Like
feels
the
really.
grease and the wood and the sawdust is all over me.
So this feels really
Always.
stuffy then.
So this is, so the thing is that like,
She
this
will not
is
wear a dress. She
upper
will
crust
not.
life. Do we have to wear a dress to be in? Or
Not
can we both just
necessarily.
look like men?
Let's say that in this world, gender roles aren't as strictly enforced. Okay.
She will not, will
Wait.
not wear a dress.
Can I have a little like off of like I don't know what the fashion terminology is called, but I think it would be so cute if Luca like had something similar to like his normal robes that like shot off his waist, like from
This is a child.
like the
Like Harry Potter, but fashionable.
This
I get what you mean.
child. This is a cute little. It's like a dress,
A
but
little
like off
waistcoat?
of. It's like a dress, but like off of like the top like button down or something. You know what I mean? Like so you have like the button down, right? And then it sort of comes down in a dress. I think they'd be cute. I think
I
Luca
don't know
would.
what it's called, but...
Who knew Luca was so into fashion?
Maybe it's less him and more cricket.
Maybe you have like more of a waist.
I think Luca is
Yeah,
just.
because I will not wear a dress. I will wear a nicer pair of pants, but I still gotta be able to work them.
This entire scene is Luca's by awakening.
It's okay, because I think in this version, Louis is gay.
And then, so you got you're grumbling fed after midnight, waiter boy, waistcoat, and then I feel like, unexpectedly, I guess to them, that Donna would kind of like look to Cricket and be like, "Oh, don't worry, my dear. I still have my old drabs and such. I just haven't had to break out the pageantry in many years.
I would expect nothing less from you.
It should be nice, perhaps, to wear it again. Relive good old days, if you can call them that. So,
Is there anything else
What
I
did
can do
I
for you?
miss?
Is there anything else I can do for you?
perhaps you can enlighten me. I'm trying to see if perhaps, like, no, this is just me asking. When we go there, this is not like a party we're going to, or is it a party?
Not necessarily.
But generally, a museum in this sort of like sense is something that you would like dress up to go to.
Okay.
You know, it's like an occasion of sorts.
I guess in a sort of way I would be asking, I'm concerned to a tad that those present in the upper crust life might recognize my face of sorts. And now I don't remember what I was asking. Let's see. What was my question? Now it's gone. That's just Tory brain. I forgot! Well, never mind. I can't remember.
If you remember again, don't worry, I'll be here to remember to answer you.
After the is What was my question? Oh no. Okay.
I think we're all just stunned right now.
Yeah.
I can't believe that Nails is a human being. I couldn't dress in a coat.
Trying to look up an image of like what I was talking about or like what I was visualizing.
So, what else technically? I don't know what else we could get from her is the question.
Well, what else would you be looking for?
But we have disguises, so to speak.
Yes.
We have a place to dock. I don't know if she knows enough about the area because I feel like I'm unfamiliar.
Yes. I'm not. I don't really leave my post. I'm not entirely familiar. I've heard stories of the Brass Quarter being a place of elegance. It's clean. It exists sort of towards the underside of the city. I know that it is relatively on the modern side of things. You can expect tenement housing, other sorts of new fashions and technologies, maybe.
Interesting. All right. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, I thank you deeply for the help as always. Such a pleasure to see you.
Always a pleasure to be of service.
And to hear you sing, of course. I never miss this. One of the things I miss being out in the open seas. Seas.
Skysea.
The open skies.
Roll credits.
Hearing a beautiful cherub singing in the night. Oh, I shall duly miss it. And as will Jean here.
It's so nice here.
It is.
Oh, you naive.
Well, the child had to be educated. He came along.
Yes, yes.
Duly timed.
As far as you need to know, this is my club where I sing. Nothing else.
And you like ruffle my hair a little
Yeah.
bit. And I'm just like...
That is all.
That is all.
In due time, my lad. With that, I'm sure we'll get out of your hair and leave you to your patrons and your other extracurriculars.
Thank you.
Damn.
Extracurricular.
But perhaps there'll be room for one more on our return.
I'll save a spot for you, darling.
As I should expect nothing less.
Ooh. Damn.
I feel like when we return to the ship, Luca's just curled in a fetal position in the crow's nest. And he's just like, what's happening to me?
Oh no!
Nails.
It's not an overstimulation.
No, like in the sense of like,
when a man
what am I feeling?
Nails has already gotten some dirt on this clothing.
No! Nails!
You don't know how. He doesn't know how. It just appeared.
Damn it, Nails.
It comes out of his skin. Actually.
He sweats mud.
I think this is the time where Louis like, yes, now it's my chance. It's before we get to, like, the next place. Curly isn't here, so I'm gonna go up to Captain and be all nice and be like, hey. So you know Curly, how he's a little silly guy.
Yes, I'm aware of the urchin.
Yes, choice word. I agree. But he made this silly plan a while ago with me hanging from the air. I'm sure you remember that.
I can recall, yes.
I didn't like that. And I was just gonna ask you nicely.
I'm sure you didn't. Well,
Yeah,
I do have a drop of
I
I suppose I could
a little bit.
spare. Of course, that it is a Jean would not like his cut for the evening. Jean is kind of be like scuttling away, busy doing something with nails or something. He'd be like, well, I'll take that as a
Scrubbing the dirt off of the clothes as it
I'm
appears.
just
I feel like they also just hang out.
I have my shot. I offered it up to you.
Yes.
I take it back and I look at you for a moment and I say, first one's always for me. And I take the shot.
Understood.
Then I'm gonna wipe the cloth on the stick because I don't have another shot. So I'm gonna wipe the cloth on the spot where my mouth was, and I'm gonna
Of course.
pour another shot, slightly smaller, slightly.
Of course.
It's more like half a shot. I'll be like, I don't know, pull it away, and I'll pour a little more in, just for you, so it's a full shot, and then I'll finally hand it to you.
Thank you. I look at it. I smile. Maybe a little giddy giggle. And then I down it.
Good rum.
And now,
It's
as
good
soon as
as
it's down,
wine.
snatching the glass on, I said, how would you rate your experience? Are you life altered? Are you changed? You're a different woman?
Oh, I'm a changed
Wonderful.
woman. Oh, yes.
Insert wicked. I have changed.
No.
I have changed for good.
God, no.
Very
And
different
I'm going
change.
to,
Damn, that was good room.
just kind of, I want to
Can't
open
wait
the
to flex
hatch
that
a little
curly.
bit. If I could, it's like
Yeah.
like the sky, the ocean. Is it water still, kind of?
So clouds are water, so yeah, they're still
So
sort
I'm
of
gonna
water.
reach down in my shot glass, kind of shake it in a cloud, so I get a little bit of water in it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Close the hatch, wipe it off, and be like, clean enough, and then throw it.
Oh my gosh.
The universe is just a big dishwasher.
Yeah, literally.
Truly.
I'm gonna write big dishwasher.
What's
on
with the
my
ocean?
windows.
But only once.
Well, that's salt water though. I'm not sure how clean that is.
Wait.
These are clouds, man. I don't know how clean those are either.
Clouds are pretty clean.
Remember, let's go.
It's better
depends
than the
on where you
ocean.
are.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is there acid rain in this
Curly was
world?
never gonna get
Probably.
you.
Fucking we'll find out.
And child can't have any.
Oh my gosh, I'm the only other crew member that's gotten a shot. I
Did
feel
you?
so cool.
No, Wiley got one. Or not, Nails got one, I think.
You did?
I think
Yeah.
I swear I got
I'm
something.
kidding, because he didn't break into your room.
Oh.
No, because
no,
I just looked through the window frothing at the mouth.
As one does. Understand.
I feel like you produce your own alcohol through your saliva. Get yourself drunk.
Sweats mud, spits alcohol.
Spits alcohol.
Drinks bleach and blood.
Modern day
Eats nails.
Modern day cryptid.
Okay. Goal.
So,
Anyway,
you are headed towards the Iron Empire.
yes.
You feel free to plot your course and define the path.
Alright. So salt +2, and then
What the fuck are you doing over there,
2,
Nails?
5, 7 plus the 2 for
Is
salt
9.
is 9.
Stop
Alright, choose
shaking
one
your
from the
hands
list.
in the air like a leaf. We get 2 or 1?
One.
I feel like I keep picking the same one, and I want to like mix stuff up, but I also don't. I don't want to put us in danger either. You know what I mean?
Well, all of them are going to put us in danger in some way.
All paths have something you must conquer. You know?
Actually, I think it's funny if we're heading into the Iron Empire and I scratch off the path is an occupied territory.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, you can come up through a different path. Absolutely. All right, the path is not full of, it's not an occupied territory. So
it's the scenic. Is this the scenic route then?
perhaps
We'll see.
it is because I'm saying the path is slow, so it is definitely the scenic route.
Shit.
Oh, I'm really glad I took that shot then.
You are by all means avoiding any form of patrols in the Iron Empire, or anything like that. There is a point where like you go around sort of the outside of an occupied island, making a wide berth, and see some ships that are docked there that seem like Iron Empire ships. And so you make that wide berth around them to avoid them, but it costs you some time, of course, because instead of going straight, you are curving.
Right. I assume they're pretty big ships.
It's going to take you about a day's journey
Oh shit.
to get to the Iron Empire
That's not too
with
bad.
these detours.
I'm really
So
glad I took that shot.
you take your night's rest on board the wharf and make your way towards the Iron Empire.
Get warped.
As you approach the capital of the Iron Empire, the sort of the main area of influence, before you even see the city, you see the sort of massive black cloud of smoke that surrounds it. And as you push through that initial layer, you see like towering smokestacks belching that same dark smog. You look across the angular industrial landscape as carts weave along the many winding roads. And below those roads, in the midsection of the city, you can now see this intense Victorian and Gothic architecture. As there are clean streets and gas lamps that light this evidently high-class section of the city. This is the Brass Corridor. You even see a train that winds through this sort of that section of the city. But eventually your eyes fall to the chain lands underneath the city. These sort of eroded clumps of hard rock that are attached to the bottom of the city, hanging like corpses in the gallows. As you approach, you can see people that almost look like crawling insects as they make their way to and from these elevator-like structures that move up and down these chains. And as you get closer, you can hear the clanking of these gears as it pulls these workers up into the city to work at the top section that is covered in this raining soot and ash. But as you pull down underneath that, you pull into the port at the Brass Corridor.
I want to have a family meeting before we go anywhere.
Family meeting.
Alright, cool.
First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to check out Nails and see if there's any way I can clean whatever dirt and grime has appeared, which is certainly probably more than what we last saw.
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
I think Jean-Claude has been on scrubbing duty. You've been working hard
buddy.
to make sure, while Nails was sleeping, Jean-Claude was like...
Nails also has,
Good job, buddy.
immediately unsheathed the, cane sword, and it's just been kind of, lightly chewing on it to sharpen. But it is sharpening. He's just
Ew.
He's preparing for battle.
because he has gold teeth, so he just kind of
Although, isn't gold kind of soft?
you know what?
They're gold plated.
It's sharpening the
Not in this universe.
in this fantasy world, Michael. The
Yeah.
gold sharpens the metal.
So I just want to check in, make sure we all know the plan, and I'm going to individually go. I'll go down the line and be like, alright, Nuka, you are an adult. You are an adult, and talk to no one but us. Wonderful! We'll have that discussion about becoming an adult later. Anyway, for now, pretend. I'm not worried about you, just... Well, you know what to do. Nails.
Oh, Nails.
I know in the past I have asked you to be tame. This is one of those situations where I must really, really ask you to be tame. Do you know what the word tame means?
I can't say I do!
Alright. Civil. How about the word civil? Ringing any bells?
Sure.
Alright. Let me jog your failing memory, if I will.
Okay. In his mind, he's thinking Civil War.
War.
What I'm trying to communicate to you, it is of the utmost importance that our presence here goes swimmingly quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe of all of us on the ship, not to say that it's necessarily a bad thing, you are the most notorious for grabbing attention. So I would like to urge you to challenge yourself to be as quiet, nice, and the term civil, meaning do not shoot, bite, attack, crawl around. Do whatever you must to keep your dressing coat clean so I might return it in good condition to my friend Cricket.
I will stab people quietly.
If told to do so. Correct?
Yes.
I don't trust you, but I don't think we have any other choice. So, with that, yes, Luca.
Can I do the Vault Stars move on him to make sure he's not doing any stupid shit?
Absolutely, you can.
Or should I save that for something else?
The Vault Star's guidance, you can do it well. The South Wind's Wall, I believe, is what takes effort.
Okay, I'm glad I picked this. I'm
You
putting
also
a
have
pin on
access to
him.
that because this is the second session. You have access to all of your moves.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm putting a fucking pin on him.
Good.
So yeah, you'll.
I would like to know. Yes. Has anyone noticed our ship docked yet?
You've docked, but because you this works a bit differently. So as you dock, you were instructed to go down and hand your papers to the bosun.
Which I believe I've already done.
Yes. So as you hand your papers, you go to the news. All right. Yes, of course. By all means. Welcome to the grass quarter.
Wonderful.
You can see the multiple other extravagant, almost like cruise-like
My
ships
notes. Hold on.
that are
no.
gilded and have all sorts of fancy names like the Sparrowhawk and stuff like that.
I'm enamored.
They're incredibly well enameled and they have these sweeping figureheads of birds of prey and sky sirens and stuff like that.
How can I steal these boats to make ours better?
Yeah, ours was really sad looking in comparison, I can imagine.
I want to steal all the boats and make our boat even bigger. It's just Lily's one thing.
Are people just kind of dressed this way, faces out?
As you
here?
exit and come out of the port section, you can see that the majority of people are dressed in the same fashion as you. As you walk through the streets, you can see that they're very well paved and well-worn cobblestone to the point that it's smooth instead of being bumpy. There are dedicated sidewalks. There are sort of the intermittent street lamp that isn't on as it is now become the sort of morning section. And as you walk through, there's a lot of brass motifs and filigree. That is why it is called the Brass Quarter. And you know that you are looking for Our Lady of Iron's history of a museum of natural history.
The Lady of Iron's museum.
Our Lady of Iron's Iron apostrophe S. Our Lady of Iron's museum of natural history.
Luca is very excited.
Okay. I've come up with an idea that Nails is my seeing eye dog. And it's the latest fashion, if anyone asks.
Oh, I'm just a little grandpa. I don't know anything. Get Worf.
I'd like to say that if any of you have weapons that do not have the concealed property, you would not have brought them with you.
Get my sword.
Which also means you are not wearing armor.
Oh, Derringer I have still.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Your armor is concealable, so you still have
It
your
is.
one armor.
Mm-hmm.
I think my,
And then-
my little,
Is there not
I
an
I have
armor
the
check
pistols
there?
in my wrists, I think, so.
Huh?
The pistols that were in my wrists, I think?
Your wristles?
Do you have the bandolier, or do you have the... going from the thing, the captain gets an option between a bandolier of pistols and a standard issue saber.
Oh, I thought they were in my wrists.
No, it's you've got the pirate pull from the chest, sort of you've got 6 or so
Oh,
that are strapped to your chest that you pull from.
I see, and I don't have that with me.
Weapons that do not have the concealed property are hard to hide from people in sort of an area like this.
Would my cleaver be concealed because it's kind of small?
No, because it does not have the concealed tag.
Okay.
I assume I kept my book at
Yes.
the on the ship.
Can I keep my
That's
crab?
Yeah.
Put it in my jacket?
Yes, you can hide your crab in your jacket.
Yay! Stay put.
I'm trying to think if mine.
I'd say that
Box.
you still have access to your tools, but not
Yeah.
to a traditional
You're
weapon.
saying I'm the only one unarmed here.
Maybe you.
Just throw a wrench.
I was gonna say. I mean, there's
there a
always
drop
the
cloth?
option to use improvised weaponry.
I mean, I have Wessy's rope.
Which worked well last time. And it was...
Oh, Johan.
Why not,
He's doing
stick a
alright.
knife in my sleeve or something?
I'd say for the purposes of this, you can have a concealed dagger.
I don't want to be the only one who doesn't have a
Mark
weapon.
that does 1 harm.
Okay.
How much does the concealed sword cane do as a 2 harm?
2.
Damn. Good sword.
So as you navigate your way through these roads, you eventually come to this sort of a large, pointed, steepled building that you can see the inscription in the sort of golden filigree reads, Our Lady of Iron's History, Museum of Natural History.
Okay.
There's like a slight line going out through the concessions, because the museum has just begun opening their doors.
I'm like kind of getting.
May I ask? So obviously, maybe that's just because this is me. Because I normally wear a mask to hide my identity. I don't know if wearing the mask would make me look more.
Wearing the mask in this context would make you more conspicuous.
Okay, so I'm making sure because I had it off, so I'm just making sure.
You're not dressed like a pirate, so nobody would assume that you are one. You know?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I'd like everyone to know that Nails is fully committed to the geriatric old man bit for this, so he's just fully acting like he has no clue what's going on and he has like some sort of memory issue. Well, more memory issues than he has.
There we go. There we go.
And he's just kind of hobbling around.
Yeah, I feel like I want to be dressed like Anne Hathaway from that one promo video that she did when she did like Shakespeare. That's the vibe we're going with. If I could find it again, I would. But that's.
Absolutely.
We'll keep going. I'm gonna look for it.
You are in line, and eventually it comes to your turn. You pay for your tickets in turn, and you enter. Going in, the first thing you see is this large sort of. You walk into this large vaulted hall, and in front of you is a stuffed and posed whistler. This large sort of almost whale shark looking fish with the rows of like gill-like folded sort of holes running around the ridge of its back. Its large fins, curved and angled for catching the air, are angled and outstretched, almost as if it were to be flying out through the door at any moment.
Nails immediately panics and looks like he's about to draw his sword.
Nope.
Interesting. So it's a large stuffed
Whistler.
and why are you attacking? Or
Because
I'm scared.
Just encountered the Whistler earlier.
oh, that's right.
In
You're
the session.
scared of it?
It's trauma.
No, I'm not scared of it. I just feel like I'm going to have to attack it soon.
Okay. Well, I'm going to urge you to stop. He's about to pull a weapon. I'm just gonna slowly, inconspicuously put my hand over and be like, "Did we talk about Nails? Did we talk about a family meeting?"
Louis glares at you. Louis glares at Nails.
You didn't want to...
Yes.
The fucking...
An old man does not swear in a fanciful place. More like it.
There we go.
Are there any like really nice peaceful paintings here that I could like maybe pull his attention towards?
Absolutely. I'd say that for you, walking in here,
I feel like
I'd love for you to...
This is the vibe.
How about we get a discover hidden truth roll from you
okay, cool.
for discovering what you can about this huge, vast wealth of knowledge that you've just walked into. You realize that there's so many exhibits that interest you.
So roll plus salt.
Yes.
Stuff Whistler.
All right. 12 plus salt.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Wait, 12 base and then plus
12
salt.
blade. You rolled 2 6s?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Okay. We'll say don't mind the list. Looking in, you see this sort of... Immediately what catches your attention is there is a set of landscape paintings of talking about the different layers. So there's one of the Ring of Divine Stars.
Right.
So there's this painting of these islands that are scattered across the top layer with an overview of the stars hanging above them with you can recognize all the different constellations. Moving forward, you see one of multiple sweeping landscapes of different islands that are under that are the classic rocky and mountain sort of landscapes that are the terrain that you would find in the Iron Empire. And then finally you see a couple of these imagined paintings of the depths of these sort of lithe and twisted Leviathan creatures crawling throughout the sort of thunderous clouds
That's
of
under
the deep storms.
Is that underneath Undertow?
Yes.
Ooh, quite hellish.
And then you also get distracted by a hall that talks about you see something that says it's an exhibition about the many sort of duties and the culture surrounding the circle of the Ring of Divine Stars. And wandering that way, you see stuff that shows you there's a set up room of a scholar who would live there. So you see the bookshelves
and the star charts, the sextants, all the different like measuring tools.
Right, and it looks familiar because I'm from there.
Yeah, it's
and I can tell they did their research.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we're looking for a key, but it's more than likely a jewel
Yes.
of sorts. So I want to be like inconspicuously sort of meandering about, just kind of like thinking, be like doing the little hand on the fist, like art,
Yeah.
Whereas I'm just like, it's so fucking pretty.
Oh.
I'm just kind of like journeying around, but obviously I have no interest in the art. I'm looking for the key and the key alone.
Yes. So wandering through art exhibits, you see many a sort of like sculptures, ceramics, different like paintings, portraits of like noble people, and like talking about arts, how like art styles have evolved through the ages, talking about art specifically in the Iron Empire and stuff like that.
Art history.
You see a lot of like snooty noble people like also doing the same like well, you see his brush strokes in this piece. Obviously you can see how they are thin, and he takes good care to manage the details of this piece, and like they're like discussing and they're discussing like stuff like, and of course it's so difficult to find this pigment, and of course he paints that flower that color specifically to show off the fact that he has access to that pigment, and they go on and on about like all these different aspects of like the art and stuff.
And I feel like Luca, even though this is pretentious as shit, he's still sort of like, I love it here, kind of.
Yeah. You are in your element.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I hate these people. When can I steal their wharf?
I'm gonna take your fucking wharf, bitch.
Get ready to get fucking wharf!
Is anything jumping out to me to be like encrusted with jewels and sorts?
You see an advertisement leading towards, it talks about the history of the Iron Empire and the nobility that has resided in it and how it's changed. And it talks about a section specifically about crown jewels and exhibition in there.
Okay. Mayhaps I tried to corral all, most difficultly this one, the little child who's like, I had to pull away from all the paintings. Be like, we'll come back and look at it later, as soon as we've accomplished our mission.
We will be back to look at it later.
We will definitely be back to look at it later. No, we won't. And then we're gonna try to usher through, now that you've had your glance, and bring us towards the crown jewels section. We're uncertain if this may prove to have results, but nevertheless, worth a look.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
We'll come back. We'll come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the way back.
We'll come back.
Yeah, we'll be back, buddy. It'll be good.
Bye, painting.
You have to.
Such
make
a
your way-
silence, old man.
You make your way into the history exhibit, and it talks about the rise of the Queen of Iron, our Iron Lady, and how she began as a member of an original sort of like, there used to be like a house system where multiple noble houses would rule over the section that would become the Iron Empire, that before it was called Alaria. This sort of house system collapsed when they started turning on each other, and Our Lady of Iron was one of the only survivors of a certain house, which then she rallied people to create this industrial military power. And through the discovery of sort of like this advanced technology of like breaking down coal and using steam power and creating these machines of war, especially the thought of the reinforced sky ship for battle, has become her sort of spearhead of her domination over the area that was the Iron Empire. And as you look through these different sort of exhibits going through, you can see in a case on sort of like the farthest end of this, you can see a sort of like this sort of like set of like two metal doors, and through the bars, you can see in a glass case the third key. This sort of ball, this orb with this sort of emerald encrusted in it. And you can see in front of that sort of like large metal door is a sign that says exhibit temporarily closed.
God damn it.
It's temporary, right?
I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I had held out hope that it might be.
Yes.
Getting in certainly wasn't. And this is all said quietly, of course, in my head. But I would lightly direct everyone's attention, not through hand motions or anything, but lightly just kind of with my head and eyes, sort of direct them to the orb in the case. And be like, a lovely museum, is it not? Especially all of the delightful round objects within it.
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. Is our general way of blending in. I hate to pull a curly. Maybe we can just get a rope. Rappel in.
Cut a hole in the
I'm
ceiling.
not repelling him this time. It's not gonna be moving.
Nails would probably do it.
No. That hasn't worked out the last time.
I feel like it would be best if we do it with the child.
What? Excuse me?
What?
Okay, but that does have some validity though, because
That's why Louis says it.
because
being
we
real
also have
honest
to
here.
remember that Luca is
Tiny.
Luca is tiny. 1, 2. Luca has literally Jigglypuff physics except for like the multiple jumps,
Yeah.
just like floaty. You know.
Louis like, I'm just being real honest here, providing overly honest advice to all characters.
So basically, like, there's doors that we can't get through, and behind those doors with bars is the glass case, is what you said.
Yes. So it's kind of like if you've been to like a museum and they have like the sort of like doorway that goes into a different part of that exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that door is closed.
Okay.
Obviously
locked.
You're not sure yet.
Electronically, perhaps.
We're not there yet. We're not electricity yet. Don't worry.
Thank gosh! I could just pick the lock. Get on in there.
I mean, I can just punch the door.
No. Attracting attention.
This might be
A
right tool for the job
I
situation.
do believe that might be right cool too. So I
But
think
I
maybe
think
we should try to like. Is there like any like art anywhere near the door? We kind of like barricade, make it look like we're looking at the art while Louis gets back there and tries to.
I think
Like
you guys
some
can.
sort of distraction.
You guys can definitely, if somebody wants to think of a distraction to make.
I might just like make a wall so they can't see. But if we need to make a distraction,
That would be.
That could
I
be
feel like the
conspicuous.
wall would be suspicious.
So
Oh, you know what I could do? Oh no, that would be a bad idea. I was
we
gonna
don't
say
have enough
release
people
the
for.
crowd and freak
Releasing the
people
crowd,
out.
you could do that.
But then they might crush him,
No.
and I wouldn't be able to live with myself if that happened.
Oh god. I wonder if we're looking for a distraction.
Yeah.
A distraction for the rest of the group so that I can go.
No, looking for
So I can go and like see if I have the right tool to get the door.
what kind of weaponry do we have? Like explosive.
Well,
I don't have my
I got
explosives.
If you'd like to,
You have a
would
sword.
you like to roll your tool for the job?
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
If you have it.
Yeah, let's see if I do.
Perhaps we have like a smoke. You know, that would be too crazy there.
5 and 2, 7, 9.
9.
Cool.
So you have not quite the right tool for the job.
It's somewhat. It could be somewhat helpful.
You, looking through your pack of tools, you have a satchel full of thermite and a sodium torch.
Oh yes, my sodium torch comes back.
So what this would do is it would produce a bit of like brighter light,
Mm-hmm.
but if you put the thermite into the lock and light it, it'll melt the lock.
Okay.
But it will produce the light.
But it will produce light.
Okay. So we need a distraction.
We do.
You
I have
need
a
distraction.
dark robe thanks to Cricket. I can sort of float over where the.
I feel like we need something bigger than that though, than just like covering it, because that'll look weird. And I think I know what the solution.
Is it John Claude's time to shine? You have a +1 towards all stuff with him.
And I have a doubloon as well.
You do.
Oh.
You can also send
Do you wanna
Ryan
ante
be
up?
a confused old man.
You roll to
10
ante
minutes.
up, and you roll plus doubloons on a 7 to 9, hold 1. On a 10 plus, hold 2. on the Miss I Hold one.
I think if the plan would be that I release the crustacean and I go, oh no, there's like a crab, a creature. And then everyone will either run away or people will try to frightfully crush it. I want to see if perhaps there's an escape from him.
Okay. I'd say in this context, instead of using a doubloon, you would roll to act under fire for Jean-Claude. So roll your act under fire and add a +1 to it.
Are they going to kill him? I don't want to kill him, but I can't think of anything else to do.
He has a hard shell. You can't just step on him, you know?
He's a smart little guy.
Alright, what do I add to this? Is it...
You add your fleet and 1.
Okay.
What is your fleet?
I think it's 0. Oh, there goes 1. That's 8 plus 1 is 9.
Okay.
And fleet is 9, so that's 9.
So that is
Okay.
a partial success for acting under fire. So you watch as you release Jean-Claude. What do you say? You say, oh no, a crab, a creature.
I said, a creature! Run!
You watch as multiple other people go, oh! And then they start like running in circles around it. Like Jean-Claude like jukes out an old man and he's like, oh! And starts running away. And you watch as Jean-Claude quickly realizes that they're just running away from him. So he like corrals them out of the room. And he sort of like makes his way also out of the room. So he's out of eyesight. As of right
I'm
now.
like, I
He and all the people are out of eyesight?
Yes, because he chases them out of the room.
This also does produce a lot of sound and I'm sure a lot of attention.
And you watch as people go, oh, why is there a crab in here? And
Why not?
you quickly light your sodium torch and you watch as the sort of brownish metal, dark metal heats up red hot and just sort of. You watch as the lock itself melts and dribbles. It sort of like warps out of the section. You and the door
And so
opens up.
the thing is right there?
It's in a glass case, but it's right there. There's no alarms because it's steampunk age, you know?
There's no electricity.
Oh, I wish I had the crab to just... Oh no.
So did we just win?
I don't
Well-
think so.
well, we're
It
halfway
can't
there.
Be that easy. It can't be that easy. He's fucked up, man.
Alright, for you listeners, our DM is a little fucked up.
He's
That's
a
just how
fucking
it is
wookie
sometimes.
man.
Thank you.
He's a silly little guy.
I
That's me,
trust
notoriously
nothing.
silly.
Nothing you
Fucked
say.
up and up fuck.
So
Especially up fucked.
the glass case is like around it.
Yeah, it's like a square glass case,
So
and it's on like a small stand in the center.
I can punch things.
No!
You can.
What's gonna happen? There's no alarms.
There's
More sound.
What if we just lift it? I'm afraid to touch it though. Maybe it's poisoned.
I have a derringer. Well, that could destroy the key though.
Do we have like? Ooh.
I do have yet
I
to use
think
my
maybe
derringer.
like if I have gloves on, maybe that was gifted to me, or if I had.
Sure, I think it makes sense that gloves would go with your thing.
So that I would lift it
Okay.
off the thing.
You go to like grab the case and it won't push up. You realize that it's sort of like a thing that is connected in a 360 way, but it's in the pedestal. This thing is rooted in there.
So we could take the whole pedestal.
No, we need to punch it.
Oh no.
Okay, and
So
I'll
if you're feeling it, Nails,
Do it.
Oh,
Do
no.
it.
that's a captain's order.
so Nails, you gotta make sure not to punch the actual key, just the
Don't.
glass.
Not too hard.
He's gonna
if you
punch-
break it, I'll kill you.
He's gonna punch off center, so if he goes, he just goes through it.
And
Gotcha.
Pull the punch, please. Pull the punch.
Okay.
Swiftly now.
Take a doubloon for
used
giving a clear and
one,
concise
Is
order.
this unnecessary?
You didn't use one.
I didn't.
Is this unnecessary?
No.
No, this
Okay.
is necessary.
This is necessary violence.
This
Damn
is
it.
necessary violence.
So you have two of them.
And it's also
Why do you
limited
think
by
my
class
captain
I
rank.
order
could-
you to do
Could I
it?
use a doubloon for this?
You can use a doubloon to ante up, if you'd like, which will give you a +1 to an ongoing roll.
Oh.
So if you have a doubloon, you roll, add your doubloon, and then you can hold from the list.
I'm gonna use the doubloon.
Absolutely.
So I just roll.
Oh wait, I think I
Yeah.
still have the problem with the mechanical prowess.
That you did. Add a doubloon.
I gotta
7?
give myself a
Mhm.
doubloon.
Choose one from the list.
Okay. Does the brawler count as an attack?
I'd say not for this purpose because you're not
Okay.
like making attack without suffering harm is for crossing arms.
Okay.
Because when you cross arms normally, you both take damage.
Okay. I'm gonna do take +1 for what I'm doing.
All right. Roll +3 to this.
Okay.
Whoa.
8.
8
So
with the
+3?
+3.
No, +3. It's an 11.
+3, it's an 11. You guys watch as Nails sort of like cracks his back and stands up straight, reels up, and just... And you watch as the glass shatters. All of the other panels are fine, but only the front one shatters and cracks, and you just...
Yeah, and like scintillated.
No, I'll take that.
Nails takes a piece of glass.
In exchange, I'll give you a big shard of glass. The thing is that we have to hide this now. We didn't think this through.
You also have to
Oh.
find Jean-Claude.
How large is it?
That's right. I don't have
It's about like larger grapefruit sized.
I can quickly split and find Jean-Claude. I feel like of the four, I feel like of all of us, I feel like I'm the fastest because I'm small.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what if we take the...
So I will run and find Jean-Claude.
Does anyone else have a cloak or anything on?
What if we take the mud
I mean,
that,
I do.
that Nails accumulates and rub it over it so you can't tell what it is?
I mean, my outfit's sort of cloak-like.
But I'm not taking your outfit off.
Oh!
I'm trying to wrap it in the ball so no one sees it.
I
I
see.
could take
But
that.
how big is it?
It's about like larger grapefruit sized.
So I couldn't just...
I mean, you could try to like palm it into like the back, like the corner of like your coat or something.
I could honestly just take off my waistcoat because at this point I'm like, I'm done with it.
It's hot.
Yeah, I just use my sodium thing. I'm like,
Nails will
"Uh-uh."
gladly offer this thing up. He does not want to be wearing it.
No. I'm gonna... I think I might, like, palm it in. I feel like that's the smartest option.
Okay, so you guys are splitting up. He's going to get Jean-Claude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like Nels was like naked for several decades.
Decades.
On an unrelated note.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so you guys are separating. You're going for Jean-Claude, and you guys are moving this out the door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go straight for Jean-Claude, following the path that he went. You guys are probably going to wind up going a different way to get out of the door with at least commotion as possible.
Trusting the child.
So we're going to start with Luca. So Luca, as you go and you turn around this corner, you're going down the sort of staircase as you can hear sort of commotion coming from down there. As you turn the corner, you hear, "Oh dear Lord! Somebody get it! Somebody get it!" As like Jean-Claude is going and, like sidestepping around this group of people.
Hello, my baby.
Hello, my honey.
What is your concept for what you're going to do to try to get him out of here?
I figured I would just pick him up and
I'm the exterminator.
I figured I would just like pick him up and then just go the other way and just like apologize about the crab.
Gotcha.
Would
You
that
are a
incriminate
child,
me?
so
You are a child, so I think they might let you off. All right, let's give you
Come here, buddy.
for this. How about we do a persuade an NPC roll? So roll and add your parlay.
I don't think I have very high parlay. I think that might be. Oh, actually, it's +1. Okay, that's
Let's go.
all right.
Child privileges.
This is why we took a child on
And
this
parlay is like the
Charisma. That's what I
Charisma,
have.
uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
charistastic. No.
We take a child on with us
Sin,
so we can use them.
Sin City wasn't made for you.
Alright.
5 and 2 +1.
2 + 1 is 8. So you get what you want, but there's a catch. So what do you say as you come and like grab the crab?
I'm sorry, everybody. This is my crab. I don't know how he got out of my pocket. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause a disturbance.
My God, this crustacean is yours.
Yeah. His name's Jean-Claude. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to cause any harm. He wanted to see the museum.
Well, I don't know about the museum's policy on crustaceans and the like, but I suggest you leave immediately before I call the museum staff upon you.
Okay.
Go on, be gone out of here, child! Leave, go!
Okay.
A very cross man starts waving his walking stick at you.
Shit, that means we don't have Jean-Claude in the area anymore for the key. And
We gotta run.
We just gotta.
yeah.
Back to the ship. Go.
So
You just go with John
is the
Claude.
success that they don't find them, but
The success is that you get your thing. I was hoping that you would. The cost to this is that like you have to leave now. You can't regroup with them at this point. Otherwise, they would call museum staff.
So
And you draw attention to
I
it.
just go back to the ship, I guess.
Yeah, you exit and head towards the ship. The rest of you,
Alright. Can I hold
make-
John Claude?
you
Roll to woo.
No! I'm 12!
Is that the
And it's a
problem?
crab! And it's a crab!
the problem
Not the fact that it's a crab?
The crab was a fucking given. The fact that I'm 12...
is important.
Yes.
To reinforce.
Understood.
You guys bank to the left coming out of this
Hi, John.
room
Sorry, that
and
was a
find
Wesley
yourselves in the Hall of Beasts as you walk through these sort of stuffed different animals as you see the mighty Mosasaur and stuff like that. I don't
I'm
know.
so fucking jealous.
We go by Avatar rules as these are sort of like mashed up land animals. Like you see this creature that has like these long antlers, but these also like large front multi-fingered claws that sort of like it's almost like if a deer was a predator. So it has those like unnerving forward-facing eyes and like a large like arched back. And as you are running through this hall. You like as you're going fast, Nails, you make a turn and you come face to face with the thing you saw on the island. It's like up, its fangs are like bared, its frills are out and sticking out to the side.
And this is
And you just
Are there people in the room?
there isn't a lot of people in this exact area because they're still dealing with the crab situation.
Okay, well, he doesn't really care. He is immediately like, getting his cane and he's ready to pull that sword out.
No! Away! Slammed!
What are you doing?
I'm gonna push his hand, put it back in!
It's fine. He grew its eye back.
It's not the same one, Nails. You dumbass.
It's revenge.
Enough! We have other business to attend to, and I'd like to leave. And we've already attracted enough attention as it is.
She's right, you know? As somebody steps around the corner.
Shit.
She's wearing this sort of like long, almost like paisley blue coat. She has these like leather pants on with these long, high-kneed boots.
Damn.
You recognize her dark skin and sort of like she has hair that like the sides are braided and the rest falls behind her back. You realize that this is Lydia, a previous member of your grandfather's fleet.
Fuck! No! No!
You really are difficult to catch. You know, G. You've been running all over.
Fuck.
But finally, you come to our territory. You fall right in our laps.
Well, I knew I'd recognize that stench. Lydia, always a pleasure.
Hello.
It's been some time, hasn't it?
That it has. Last I recall, you were running off with Loverboy, weren't you?
Yeah, not mine, I must say. My matters are elsewhere, but perhaps, what, you tad mournful? Bit broken-hearted, so to speak.
Well, I personally could care less, but the captain, well, he's wanted your head for quite a while.
Don't I know it? And how is old Grandpappy?
Still angry,
What's happening?
scarred even.
You knew I do love a good play on words.
Well, it's been nice catching up. But,
It has, but
I believe this is the part where you die.
Yeah, well, as if I didn't give you that opportunity. And I'm going to reach behind me, take the sword from Nails, and throw it out and unsheath it and point it in her direction. And just kind of keep it trained on her. And I'm going to gingerly take the thing from my coat and also hand it back to him. And tell them, go.
Nails is very, very annoyed about the fact that he no longer has his sword.
You have the sheath it came in. You can club people with it if you really want to.
Oh, he will.
But I'm giving you the sphere, and I'm doing this.
You watch as she reaches to a rapier, clutched underneath her belt, and she... You the reverberation of the metal hitting. He goes, well, shall we get on with this? And she lunges towards you. Act under fire.
Okay.
The rest of you are pulling. Whoosh. The rest of you are hauling ass out of this. You make your way down onto the street and out. You can kind of see the wisps of the back of Luca.
Alright, I'm rolling 2 dice. I got one, it's a 5.
Okay.
Which is pretty good. Second one is a 6.
Oh.
Yeah!
That's an 11 plus your fleet, which is 1, right?
I think it's 0.
That's okay.
Wah.
With an 11, you watch as she thrusts towards you, parry to the side. You watch as you up and down this sort of hallway, these different beasts all around you. You watch as you duck to the side and she jabs towards you and it goes straight between the eyes of that sort of axolotl puma thing.
No.
As you duck under her
History
sword,
repeating itself.
you have an opportunity now to like move past her and start running. Or you could stay and fight. It's up to you.
Okay. I would say that... are we caught with each other, like, in arms, kind of?
So she's just jabbed towards your head, you've ducked under and rolled, and she's in the thing, and you are at her side. With the rapier.
I would love to, like, if I could, slide, slice, and run.
Absolutely. Okay, roll for across arms really quick. The rest of you, as you're making your way...
Is that 2?
Yeah, 2d6.
2 plus...
2 plus scurvy. As you make your way up, you're right behind Luca, and as you just begin to catch up, Luca, you feel a hand on your shoulder. What'd you get?
I got a 3.
A 3?
No!
Plus your scurvy,
I don't know what it is.
Luca, you feel a hand on your shoulder as a very large man with this sort of like...
Wait, I thought I was at the ship.
You're making your way towards the ship. You're at like the section right before the port meets the docks. And you see this large man with like a black sort of dark hood who's standing above you and goes, "Got one, boss." And you hear this sort of these heavy footfalls as an old man, almost half hunched over. You see his sort of dark gray hair that falls around his face, and you can see this sort of like this mask that goes around the front of his face. This sort of like almost like it's inscribed to look kind of like the mouth of like a sea monster almost. As he steps out.
Have fun!
And you watch as he draws this sort of long saber across, almost like a falchion-like sword, across the deck of this sort of thing. He goes, "That one's not good enough. We don't take children. Wait for the rest." As we cut back to you.
Fuck!
So you got a 5?
A
4? You watch as you... and you, like, just barely miss this strike coming at you. You go to roll and slash at the same time, but your blade gets caught on the underside of her boot. You roll out, and your arm is sort of, like, flat, and she's got your sword under her foot. She...
Alright. I have the knife.
Yeah,
the little
okay.
tiny knife, and I'm just gonna stick it in her leg.
Okay, I'll say that. You don't even have to roll for that. You get 1. And you pull your thing free. Are you running or are you...
I'm running.
You take off.
Okay.
Okay. As you hear sort of people go, "Wait, what's happening?" As you like jump onto a banister and slide down the staircase you all come around the corner and see this huge figure holding Luca by the shoulders.
No! Wait,
Okay, so can I suggest something?
Yes.
You always travel in pairs, man. You're in a pair.
So, I have Southwind's Wall.
You do.
Can I use that on myself and Jean-Claude to get this person's hands off of me?
You absolutely can.
So I'm gonna do that and sort of create a...
You guys watch as Lucas' body kind of like shakes a little bit, and you push out and you draw on that energy that you remember you would follow this sort of thread to get yourself out of there. When you rode those currents, you feel that energy in you again, and you push it almost out through your diaphragm in a yell, and you watch as this burst of like wind shoots out of every, like, the sleeves go flying, all these sort of flappy things go and ride in this like circular whipping wind, and you watch as the man who was holding him goes flying back and skids down onto his back.
Yeah, I'm because it takes a lot of energy. I'm like,
I see
hands on my knees, just.
You can hold it for a little while. You're not there yet.
Oh, I thought you said that.
Are
I was
we?
not seeing it.
You two have just arrived to this scene.
Oh shit! Fuck!
Damn.
I hate this.
Need my fucking blunderbuss.
If you want, you can try to rush past and get to the ship.
There's no way that works.
There's only
How-
one
actually,
of
how close
so
is
the
the
other
ship?
guy. So how it is? So
We're in a museum. There's plenty of weapons.
you're in the
there
museum.
somewhere.
These guys have just gone around the corner. You're in the point right before. So the ship is about like 20-ish feet away from you.
Oh,
So we can literally see it.
You can literally see it. It's right in front of you.
Oh my
But
gosh.
also in front of you is that same interposing man. The other guy's on his back, so you can get past him pretty easily. But there is 3 of you and 1 of him. So it would be an act under fire roll from one of you to get past him.
Between
I'd say that you wouldn't be able to do it because you just used Southwind Wall and you are like, you're starting to lose energy a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like exerting my life's force right
What's
now.
your fleet?
mine is definitely. I think I might have -1.
I do too.
Shit.
No, I have 0. So I guess I'm doing it.
-1, so it's you.
Okay.
It's you. I got
Fine.
-1 fleet.
Okay.
You got this.
7.
7.
Okay.
So partial.
All right, yeah, partial success. You watch as you all go to rush, and you two get past. You like shoulder check this guy. You poof into him. Bring these forwards. You push him over. You shoulder check him, and as you do, he takes a step back and steadies himself. And as you two get past him, he grabs you by the back of your dumb fucking collar.
Oh, and the fucking clothing I knew.
Just rip out of it.
No, I'm just
Naked
angry.
man
I'm just angry because I know that I was forced to wear this bullshit.
And
I think you should angry man Hulk right out of it. Just
and
I don't think that's happening.
you listen as he goes, now where do you think you're going?
Your fucking mom's house.
In the meantime, Domino, you crest around this corner and you see a man who's been fully like knocked back and out. He's like unconscious, across like scattered across the gutter. And you watch and you see your grandfather, the sort of deep cerulean blue, sort of sea serpent like jaw mask on his face, almost the same way that you left him. As he's holding onto the back of your friend's collar and has now raised his falchion-like sword above his head.
wait, I see my grandfather mask on,
Yeah.
holding Wiley. Just fuck nails.
Holding nails.
Sorry,
Nails.
Brooke.
Nails.
You're the same person.
Guilty
Holding
as
nails.
anonymous.
Literally, holding nails by the collar with the sword like this.
Yes.
Is he like actively going?
He looks like he's about to strike down towards Nail's
Can
shoulder.
I throw?
The knife?
I don't have. Yeah, I don't know if it was the knife with the sword.
Sure, whatever you want to throw. I'd say roll cross arms.
Which is give
Plus scurvy.
spur for me. Okay.
Oh, you got
Whose
plus
knife
one.
is this? I mean, whose
That's
dice is
Avery.
this?
Those are mine.
Take your only the man.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just borrowing it. All right.
Thank you.
That is a 9.
A 9.
Nice.
You watch as you
Move to the little one.
throw the knife or the
The
sword?
knife.
The knife. You throw the knife into the back of your grandfather, and you watch as he whips around faster than you've ever seen him before. He pushes Nails forward, and you watch it just like across the side of your mask, and it glances, but you do take 2 harm.
Okay.
Shit.
Fuck.
As part of your mask chips and falls away at the cheek.
So you're at like what 75% health because everyone has
I don't-
8 health.
Everyone has 8, yes.
Yeah, so that was 2 harm, you say?
2 harm.
So you've got 6.
You can take a maximum of 8.
Okay.
Actually, you have concealed armor, so you would take 1. Actually.
Ah, heck yeah.
So 7.
So now I'm at 7. Okay. And then has he stopped now? doing anything?
He's staring you down. There you are.
Sorry. I'm so giddy. I shouldn't be, but I am.
It's character development, man.
Yeah, literally. Be like, I'm gonna look at him as well and be like, you're looking worse for wears.
I see you started hiding behind the mask.
Well, it's generational trauma.
So you're a coward like your father.
A coward, you call me? A coward does not kill his own family. But, then again, I have good reason.
Then kill me. And he swings at you.
I thought it was far away.
You've closed the gap at this point.
He swings.
He's gonna swing at you, and we're gonna. I'd say you roll cross arms really quick.
God damn it. Well, I shouldn't have blown on it. Shouldn't have blown on it.
Shit.
That would be a 5.
That's a 5. Oof. Okay. You go to raise the sword cane, and you watch as he cuts straight through the blade, and it hits you in the side of the shoulder, and you take another one.
It's not my sword, so I'm not familiar with it.
Your sword cane is now ruined. And,
Fuck!
And your knife, and the knife is in his shoulder still.
Okay, now I'm at 6.
Is Nails able to get to the boat now?
You guys have, at this point, I would assume, have gotten on board of the
Okay,
what
so
is-
we have the key. We have
So-
the third key.
Yes.
Question. Is the nail cannon facing the right way?
Yeah,
We
it would
haven't
be.
used it yet! Shit!
Here's the thing about the nail cannon. The nail cannon is a spread shot fire thing. There is a chance that if you shoot the nail cannon at him, you will also hit Captain Domino.
Yeah, no, it's probably not a good idea.
Is there a way that I
But
could
do you
fix
think?
it real quick
I
to
feel like
make
you don't
it
give a shit.
more
'cause you're like-
targeted?
No.
You also have your giant gun that you could also
Go
go get.
back on the boat!
The
Okay.
blunderbuss is also a scattered close
Yeah,
range
no,
weapon.
everything I have is not good for
So-
shooting one person.
I don't know if I have enough energy for this though, because I just summoned fucking Southwind's Wall.
Yeah, what is your thought right now?
I have a Derringer.
Yes.
That is precise.
Yes.
That does only one, but it's, and I have it in the museum because it was concealed.
What else can I even
Yes.
do?
I can,
You could try to make a shot.
but that would draw attention to me.
You're on the ship.
I'm on the ship now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have all made your way onto the ship. So you have a shot, like if you want, like right before you enter the ship, you can try to make a shot on the captain.
Okay.
A shot on me.
Not you, the other one.
The other guy.
You never
the
named
grandpa. The grandpa with the fucked up mask. Can I try that?
Absolutely, you can.
Do I need to like roll for that?
That would be cross arms.
Cross arms. I've never had to attack before, so I don't know how this works.
Oh
You
boy.
just
You
roll.
roll and add scurvy.
What's your scurvy?
Let's -1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Do your best.
A shot's a
babe.
shot.
A shot is a shot.
Get him. Get him.
Let's
get
hope I
him.
don't do friendly fire.
Don't blow on it. Well, it never goes well.
What?
Don't blow on it. Just go.
6-3. It's a 9.
9.
It's good.
So that puts you at an 8 with the -1.
Right.
You watch as a shot hits your grandfather in the back, and he turns. And he looks
When he turns, can I grab the knife and pull it down?
Absolutely, you can. He takes another one harm as you pull. Ah!
So he's at 6 now.
NPCs and PCs have different health pools.
So I'm gonna pull it
Um,
out as I do that.
You pull it out as you do that, and you watch as you like pull it back to strike again. You feel a hand on your wrist as the man who was previously unconscious is now
Oh,
towering over you,
shit!
and holding your arm.
Nails have grabbed the blunderbuss and be running down towards.
Absolutely, you
towards
can.
Domino.
At that same moment, you hear as out of the cresting out of the cresting out of the cloud cover, you see the Archangel, the sort of huge reinforced ship running the colors of the Iron Empire, that sort of ruddy brown flag, with the emblem emblazed across it of the 6 crossed wings.
Do I?
Can I grab the man by grab where he's grabbing him and throw him over my shoulder?
I would say
Into my grandfather.
I would say this is something that if you would like to ante up, you have 2 doubloons.
I would like to do that.
Okay, somebody get the thing, yeah.
Oh shit.
So take him and flip him over my shoulder and tap him into my grandfather.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm just on the boat.
Alright, 5, 6, 7, 8,
8.
and 10.
And you add 2 to
Ooh.
10, so you get to hold 2 from the thing. I'd say from this, if you want to throw this person.
Add 2 is the 2 doubloons.
So you hold 2 in anti-up. So look at the list for anti-up, and you can take 2 of those going forward.
Let me look.
I'd say that take a 10 on any move would let you throw this man.
Yeah.
Because that's an instant success.
Yeah.
So you take a 10 on that move, so now you have 1 of that list left, and you plant your foot on the back of his ankle, like step on his toe, twist, and like angle his entire body forward using your body as like you like put your other elbow into his hip and just both arms full adrenaline push with your legs and whoosh.
I would say
as he lands hard on your grandfather.
I get a second one.
You have another thing that you can hold. What is your thought after you do that? What are you doing?
Well, are they moving or are they like down?
They're not down for the count, but they're temporarily. If you want to like escape or if you want to do something else, they're not like they don't have the opportunity to like move right now.
All right, really, just recap for me. Where is everyone else?
So everybody else is on the ship. Nails is heading.
I was gonna say
is probably gonna head down the.
Once Nails sees the other ship, he's gonna turn around and start heading back to the ship.
So everybody else is on the ship right now.
Okay. I could hold it, or I could use the other one. Is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that you like. What do you do right now in this situation?
So I just flipped them.
Yeah, you just flipped them.
I think I'm gonna go back to the ship. I'm gonna run.
All right, you plant your foot firmly on the other guy's back as you take off towards the ship, running down the plank. You jump onto the gangplank. What are the rest of you doing?
Nails is getting to the fucking nail cannon.
Nail cannon. I think we gotta start firing up the ship. I'm gonna start.
I've been doing that ever since I got on.
Luis already hit the engine.
I feel like I get on the Derringer again.
Okay. What is the plan here? What is going on? Are we like booking it out? What are we doing?
Nails doesn't know what's going on. He's just trying to kill something.
Okay. I'd say right now the first person to act is Nails. Nails, you can roll to arm the cannons.
Okay. So that is
Scurv.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
Of course you have the highest scurvy.
Yeah. Okay. 5. So 7.
7.
Oh, actually,
that's
partial.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you hit the target. You out the nail cannon, and you watch as this sort of ball of like scrap metal in the midair, like turns into shrapnel that just goes across the, and you watch as sparks fly across the metal reinforced hull of the Archangel. That does 2 harm.
To him?
No, to the other ship.
Oh, I was like, how does firing our gun?
How much HP does this ship have?
You do not. But your ship has 10.
Okay, and is the Archangel's ship bigger than ours?
It's not bigger, but it is well reinforced with metal riveting around the outside.
So it's pretty damn close.
Hey, I
threat,
have access to wood.
Okay. And the aim is to do harm to the ship.
Sure, in whatever way possible.
Okay, I don't know how much a Derringer is gonna do to a ship. So, just to be clear, a Derringer's like a little, almost pocket-like gun.
It's like a one-shot pistol kind of thing.
Okay,
It's quite
how do I reload it?
the same way that you reload like an older style pistol, you have like kind of like a ramrod and like a satchel of gunpowder.
Yeah, like this kind of.
Yes, very much like that.
I just looked up an image of a Derringer just for context. So I can just try to roll to.
Are we going to hoist the sails? Or are we going to engage in maneuvers? What's the plan?
Yeah.
Or we can
Who's
do
good
that
at hoisting
too.
the sails is gone.
Well,
Oh no. Curly.
fleet. Shit. Wait, what's my fleet?
Where did Lucy
0.
go? Or Lydia?
Who has the
Lydia?
second best
You
fleet?
stabbed her in the leg. She's
I think
slower
you're
than you were. And she's
Yeah,
probably
makes
on her way, but you know?
Yeah, we're both
Leg
of us are
energy.
doing so good.
Leg injury will get you when you need to run.
Leg energy?
I said leg energy, you're right. You
Leg
don't have
energy.
much leg energy.
What about engaged maneuvers?
Sure.
What would that do in this
Engaging
situation?
maneuvers is like trying to operate the ship in like a 3-dimensional space in a way that makes it better for you. Hoisting the sails is about speed. Engaging maneuvers is about like maneuverability. You know.
Okay.
I think that would be I think that would be probably Toria's the highest.
Who?
Savvy?
For engagement
Savvy.
maneuvers.
No, savvy is.
Savvy's me!
is
Ah.
Hey, gang!
Alright.
Oh, shit. I also haven't done anything in a while. I'm just like, I'm on the boat.
Wait, can you
I
get that?
ran, and I'm like, let's get this boat started. To do what? I don't know.
Here you go.
But
We're engaging in maneuvers.
I guess
So
so.
is that Lydia?
All right, you raise the gangplank and the engine fires up.
Maybe get a better angle.
12 plus my savvy.
Did you roll?
You watch as you all grab angles of this thing as you do a full like backwards nosedive on this ship. You watch as the ceiling and the floor do a complete inverse as you pull and roll and like fully like whoosh around as the front of the Archangel comes ramming through the dock, just shoving through the wood and splintering it everywhere.
Fucking wharfed.
As you maneuver around and pull your way through, the Archangel is right behind you. As it did that, you watched as the captain, not the larger man, but the captain and Lydia both maneuvered their way onto the deck of the ship. They kind of hit it hard, but you watch as they raise back up and are now actively pursuing
I'm
you.
gonna give the order for us to head back to where we saw the whale.
Towards the reef.
Yeah. Are we far away?
No,
I
you
see
can
why
make
you
it.
wanna
It's
do that.
shorter to get to the reef than it would be towards Undertow.
Okay, to the reef we go.
All right.
We can lose them in the reef rocks, or we can get the whale on our side.
Is this a... Wait, okay. So am I divining the path?
I'd say for this is somewhere you've already been, so you don't have to divine this path. You know the path to this place already.
Are they actively... so they're actively close to
They're
pursuing us?
actively pursuing you.
Are they close to
So
us?
is this a hoist that sails?
They're you can hoist the sails yet to speed up to get towards them.
Okay.
They are actively pursuing you and they are close to you.
Okay.
So that might be a good move. Who has the highest fleet?
It's
of
not
us?
me.
It would be Curly, but Curly's not here.
Who has a better...
I think
My
that's
fleet is 0, so that must be Tori.
Let me look.
You probably
my
have +1.
fleet is... It's 0.
Do I have +1?
You might. For speed?
No, I have 0 fleet.
I have
Sometimes it's
0
0.
as well.
So it's any of you but me, because I have -1.
Okay.
So
I'll
I
roll.
just engage maneuvers
Yeah.
and I'm good.
I
I did
think-
my thing.
Nails in general is just gonna keep
How many different
putting
ones
them
do I
under
have?
fire.
Can I use both of them?
so you use the doubloons when you roll.
Okay.
So you use both of them, yeah.
I did.
But you got the +2 to
But-
the roll to get the 2, and you
Can-
still have access to one on the list. So that means you had 2 points.
Yeah.
You used one of the points, so you still have 1 left
Okay,
to use
so
on
holding
that
it.
list.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So how about I roll to hoist the sails?
Absolutely.
To get us closer to the reef. I assume the plan is to get the Whistler to try and chip away at the
That or to
ship.
hit any of the reef rocks because we know the path already.
Cool.
So
okay.
like we know exactly like what it looks like. They have never been here supposedly.
Alright, this-
to
this-
our knowledge.
Makes sense that I'm
This is
rolling
a
for this.
familiar area to us, and we know what the whale is and what it looks like, and we know how to get the whale to just
And Nails will not try and kill it.
Yeah,
nails.
Nails?
Nails has another target right now.
Yeah.
that is fair.
Okay.
Higher priority. Alright. 6 and 4.
Ten.
Plus 0.
Yo.
That's
That's
a
10.
success. You hoist the sails
Yeah.
as they catch the air.
Curly
You
would be proud.
push forward.
Love you, Curly.
I am in Curly's seat. so
Well-
I'm channeling a lot of the
If you
energy.
want Jean-Claude back.
Can I reunite with
Yeah.
Jean-Claude?
As Jean-Claude
My buddy!
crawls up your shoulder
Hey there,
and
buddy.
enforces himself in a position on your shoulder, he digs in with his
He's so soft. I
his,
just wanted to
uh,
like you probably saw me. I just like had him like on my face like the whole time.
Just
I was
like
like,
the-
so
I
cute.
I think that I'm obviously injured. Is there anything that while we're doing this I can just kind of like
you can try like
Oh.
wrapping something. I'd say that because we're actively in a pursuit, there's no way for you to heal yourself at this point.
okay.
There might be a opportunity going forward, but as you
Right tool for the job.
cauterize your wound.
All right, I'm gonna hold
So
on to
good.
one of the ropes and say, "All right, everyone, we get through this. You all get sipped of the rum. Let that be your encouragement.
If there's a before we get to if we get
Even the child."
since we
Yeah.
hoisted the sails, if there's a way I can fire one of the cannons because the nail cannon would take way too long to.
Yeah, so it'd be a
fire.
regular cannon. You can make a regular cannon shot. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll-
Can we all help with that? Or I'm at the helm, so I can't help with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone else wants to
What are we doing?
I'm firing a cannon.
Oh wait, yeah, you do that, not me.
I got a 10 plus 2, so I got a 12.
Ooh.
Yeah! Blast, bitch!
I'm gonna say that the target ship loses position.
All right.
Ooh, good.
You watch as you hit right across the bow. You actually hit to the point where like you get some of the deck and the metal that's around it bends over and sort of like traps somebody's leg under it as the cannonball falls endlessly into the rest of the into the cloud cover.
Ooh.
After it slides off of the
So it falls down into the cloud cover.
Yeah, after it hits the hull, it rolls off of the metal and falls down. And you watch as you knock them off of position. The wind catches out of their sails for a moment, and they have to like readjust the side sails in order to balance themselves and catch back up. As they are now further behind you.
Just imagine clever move. I love. Okay.
They are going to use wind boost and get themselves back into position as they're right behind you to recover from that. And they're
how close are we to the reef now?
you are rapidly approaching. You can see these sort of the speckled coral rocks floating around. Some of the larger sort of like sky eels swimming through as you are barreling towards this reef.
Okay. Can we do another cannon again, or who else?
Yeah, I mean, I can shoot another
Sure,
cannon.
you can shoot another cannon.
Yeah,
I
go
would say
ahead.
take the hull this time.
Yeah.
That's if you get a 10.
We disorient.
Well, I could also maybe get rid of one of their moves, but...
Can I do anything from the helm? Currently?
You can assist in stuff like maneuvers and stuff like that.
Okay.
Well, I'll shoot another cannon.
You also, you like whenever you like have to do something like specific, you man the helm, and you roll +7.
I got a 7 for the cannon.
I
So it's
roll
just
+7?
No, he got a 7 for the cannon.
So it's a
is that-
7 and then +2, so it's 9, but it's
Yeah.
still a
Partial success, yeah.
So you hit.
But manning the helm is whenever you do something that doesn't fall under the jurisdiction of
Okay.
going faster or engaging maneuvers.
Gotcha.
So stuff like pulling yourself around, like doing like a U-turn type thing, or like
Oh, that's
having to like navigating the coral, stuff like that. That is manning the
Okay.
helm.
That's savvy.
I have that though, so it's okay. What are we in the coral now?
Yes, you breach through
So
the coral.
I want to start. I don't know if we have anything like big and long, but I want to start whistling.
Okay. So
Try to see if I
you're
can
trying to
attract-
create a whistle through the air sort of thing.
so
through
that I
air
can try to
passage.
attract the whale.
I'd say this is an act under fire move.
Okay. Where did my dice go? Can I have the lid, please?
Yes.
I have Avery's dice again.
Sorry, I keep losing you.
Alright. Come on, whale. Come on, whale. Alright. Well, that's not great.
What's your savvy?
It's
It's fleet.
It's fleet.
Yeah, because it's act under fire.
It's just a 6 then. It's not good.
6. That is a failure. So you go to you get part of a barrel to try to do the whistle, and as you bring it back, it falls out of your grip and flips backwards.
Crap.
It's at this point that they are going. You feel it in the hull as looking behind.
No!
They have shot a harpoon
Shit.
right into the back of your hull.
Not my wharf! Not the wharf!
And
Fuck!
You watch as they begin to gain on you as there's 2 men actively pulling a crank to pull them closer to you.
No! Wiley! Use your teeth! It's nails!
Am I gonna be chewing the thing? I don't think I am. Can I aim a cannon at the harpoon?
The harpoon is in the
So
back
we
of
need to
the...
get it
I'm
out.
saying the where they're reeling it from.
From the
Wait,
winch.
is it
Yeah.
is it a chain harpoon or is it a rope harpoon?
It is a chain.
Can I shoot it at the winch though?
Yeah. Make a shot.
Okay.
You're doing a lot
I'd
right
say
now.
that you'd have to get a 10 plus in order to hit the winch directly.
Okay. 5 plus 2 is 7.
And in this case, because it's a 7 and they are actively harpooned to you, they pull their side sail and rotate slightly, and the cannonball goes wide and misses them.
Damn it.
And
Oh, it hit.
they continue to winch closer to.
Can I try
the
to whistle
hull.
again? I need this whale!
Yeah, if you want to try whistling yourself.
Do I have a thing? Well,
you
what
can
else
try to
did I
like.
do before?
Wait, can I mention something before you do that?
Yeah.
Quick question about Vault Star's guidance, because I did put a Vault Star on
The whale, but you replaced it onto
Damn it.
Nails.
nails.
Fuck
If I
you.
still had it, that would have been...
Can I
God
have
damn! I knew that was an overreaction.
What was I using to make
I'd say at
this
this point, instead of rolling act under fire, this is read a situation.
Okay.
Oh, that's savvy.
I have that, so it's okay.
Cool.
Is that your max?
Situation. What's vulnerable
Savvy's
that we're
my
gonna
max.
roll for? Can I have the lid, please? Ah!
Right, that makes sense.
I dropped my dice. Alright.
Skill.
Dun, 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 dun. That's 7 plus what, savvy?
Yeah.
That's 8.
Okay. On an 8, you hold 1. So are you going to do what's vulnerable here?
Yeah.
Looking around, you can see a section that has sort of like the sky moss kind of like dripping off of it, and you can see that section is probably where Whistler would be, as it is rife with the things that it eats. So you adjust your turn and you
Wheel.
you pull the wheel, your rudder switches, and you like sort of like drift to the side as you continue forward.
If they're gonna be attached to us, they're gonna be attached to us. We're going.
It's at this point that you begin to be boarded. So you watch as a lithe brown hand flips up over. Now wrapped, her leg is now wrapped. You see Lydia come up on the other end of the deck.
Can I fire my Derringer?
Absolutely, you can.
Alright. And that's +0 because what's the stat? The
Scurvy.
Scurvy. Can I have the
Do you have +0 scurvy?
Yeah.
+0? Yeah.
Who had -1?
I think it was Wesley.
Okay.
Oh shit! 3 and a 1.
Oof. But as you do that, you sort of like have to duck as a piece of coral comes up in front of you, and the shot comes down into the wood right behind her, and she looks up at the crow's nest and goes, "There's one in the crow's nest, boys!" As she steps forward.
And I'm gonna step in because now I have my swords back again, and I'm going to clash around from behind and say, "Well, you just don't know when to die, do you?" Give lid.
All right,
Slash.
cross arms.
Give lid.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jean-Claude, I sat on you.
Give lid.
And I want to,
So
can I
no
like
lid.
double it up with Jean-Claude as well? Because I have the white whale thing. What is this? It's
I'd say that this would not affect your crossed arms right now.
Okay. Alright. 5 and 3, which is 8 plus...
Scurvy.
Which is +1, so it's 9.
9.
Nice.
This keeps happening to me.
All
Okay.
right. You watch as you swing up low. She ducks. She slices across like the underside of like your left thigh, and you, as she swipes past that, you then come down with your sword and get her right in the shoulder. As she rolls forward, and you can see blood is starting to pool in that section of her clothing.
Can I try to fire again?
I'd say because of the reload property of your Derringer, and because it has to be ramrodded, you don't have the opportunity right now to make another shot with it.
Okay.
Can I instruct Jean-Claude as my white whale, which means, what does it mean?
You get the +1 going forward with moves related to that.
So I would say that where am I like stanced at the moment? I've already.
You are sort of like, she's like this, and you're like across from each other. There's a bit of a space between you.
I kind of want maybe like happening this whole time. Jean-Claude had kind of. I want him to kind of like snip at where her injury is on her leg.
Okay.
Kind of like make it like just kind of like. Shing!
I'd say that succeeds, and she takes 1 harm.
Okay.
As he.
And have her like stumble
And
back.
she like kicks at him as
And
he slides on like his legs go out, and he slides across the deck as he slides and hits your boot.
Oh,
I wish Carly was here.
I know. This is so sad.
You try and seduce her. I'm not sure we want
He
it.
would. It is his ex-lover. It is.
Fuck, you're right.
Oh.
Okay, this is actually maybe a good thing.
He might not be much help. He'd probably be traumatized.
Nails. It is at this point that while you're like loading the next cannon, you feel the sort of like sound coming from behind you, and as you turn, that sort of large hooded man from before is holding this chain, which at the end has this like long spiked hook, and
Eat it.
he throws it at you, and you watch as you move out of the way, and it just hits one of like the floorboardy like wood plank, and pulls it back towards him as he kicks it off the end of it and starts holding it again and says,
Okay.
nothing.
Would I have time to fire the blunderbuss?
Yeah, you can cross arms really quick.
Do it.
My war!
Not my war!
Fuck! Spent 2 days making this.
6 plus 2 is 8.
8. All right, you both suffer harm. You shoot, and it spreads across the chest. You watch as blood begins to soak through, but as you look down, your shoulder has gotten pulled in by that hook. As it takes a chunk of your flesh with it, you take.
Damn!
You take 2 points of harm.
Does armor factor in?
This is armor piercing.
What is the
Oh,
of
good.
the
So I'm
ship?
at 6.
The health of the ship.
Has it taken damage yet?
You have taken a total of 3 harm so far. You
Ah,
have 10.
ship 3
you
harm?
How much have I taken?
You have
7.
10 health. I don't think you've taken any yet.
7.
Okay.
It's at 7.
Because I've kind of been staying back.
Me too.
Help, please. Can I find where are we now with Lydia? Where is she at?
You are still across from each other. Lydia's
So-
rolled up onto her knee and has gotten back on her bearings.
Can I try to where on the ship are we? We're on the top deck. I know that, but
Yes.
close to where exactly?
You are between the main mast and the second mast.
Okay. I have the rope with me, so maybe I can try to, so we're like this, right?
Yeah. But there's a bit of distance between the two.
Okay, so never mind. I thought that we were.
You're not like
crashing.
in guard with each other.
Okay.
I have a really stupid idea.
Okay.
So, clearly all the people who are fighting are NPCs, right?
Yeah.
So yes, there's the move Persuade an NPC, and I have +1 parlay.
You do.
You could try. I don't think it's gonna work, buddy.
I'd say
And I'm a child.
You would need to make a very convincing argument to maybe impede their advance.
I don't think it's gonna work, buddy.
Okay.
I think we gotta try something else. You could try if you want to.
No,
I really
I'll
wanna
save it
see
for
it.
later.
Okay, can I try to just sword cross arms again
Sure, absolutely.
with her? Can I have the...
Avery.
Avery! Thank you. Nails. I'm gonna roll one at a time. 'Cause I think that's gonna make me feel better. It does not make me feel better. Okay.
Shit.
It does really not make me feel better. Okay, that is a 6.
A 6 is a failure. As you go to cross arms with her, as you lunge with your saber, you strike down, and she parries to the side and swipes up the side of your leg, and you take 1 point of harm.
Well, this is
Is there
not going well
anything
for
I
me.
can do?
I have, I should have used I didn't do that though. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, you still have stuff on your list for
Yeah, I didn't do that. I should have.
anti-up.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Louis, buddy? Anything
am I-
you want to do?
I'm
So,
trying to figure it out.
okay. Do my doubloons from last game carry over?
No.
Shit.
I'm
okay.
injured. Please help.
How
Alright. So.
I'm dying.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying. I don't know if there's anything I can
What about my pepper box?
Right.
Are you coming up above deck?
I don't know where I am.
Could
Yes.
I
you
assume
use,
that you had just you were still in the engine room from
Probably.
starting the thing.
Could you use right tool for the job for Tori to help heal whatever? Because if you're saying you're dying,
I'm not dying yet. I have 5, so I'm still okay. But I mean,
is there
Don't
anything
look at me like
that
that.
you can use to perhaps heal you up a bit?
I'm the only one fighting.
No.
Help!
Somebody
Where-
Anything.
So okay. The thing is, my only 2 weapons are my Derringer and my fucking book. And the Derringer takes a while to load.
Has it reloaded by
At this point, you would be able to take a shot with your deck.
Alright, let's fucking go.
Please help me.
This child wants violence.
So I
Louis still down in the engine room.
Get out!
What the fuck is going on with my boat?
okay.
What the fuck?
Okay, so who am I aiming at in this situation?
Lydia.
Lydia, cool. Alright, fuck you, Lydia. 5 and a 1. Which
5
is
and a 1,
6.
which is a 6, and it's -1 because you have -1 scurvy, correct? Or do you only have 0?
Oh, I think it's shit, it's -1.
That is
Oh
a
no!
miss.
Every time.
As you shoot
Fuck!
again, you watch as it hits the sort of like back part, right where it goes down into the into like the hull. And as you do that, you watch as a board falls and clatters, and the menacing figure of your grandfather steps up onto the deck.
Nails, wanna help me out here?
Back
I
to
am
Nails.
engaged in a fight.
Nails, you are currently fighting this. I'd say you can either roll to cross arms
Oh
again
yeah, I
or
forgot.
act
So,
under fire. or
I won't
something.
be able to really reload the blunderbuss,
You need to
right?
come
It'll be
fight
difficult,
her.
yeah.
So I probably should use the
Gotta do
cleaver.
something.
Smoke and literally.
Am I close enough to be
Right,
able
I
to?
got my dog.
You can close the distance. Yeah.
Sodium gun.
Okay, so I am gonna run at him and attack him with a cleaver.
All right.
That is a 5 + 2 is 7.
7. So you watch him, and he hits you with another 2 as you deal 3 to him.
And I lose 2.
And you lose 2, yes.
I am at
as-
half health, please. Might need help soon.
And as that happens, you hear
We're all at the same time here.
again.
The
that's just-
Whistler!
that
I'm gonna
Whistler.
start.
As everybody looks around, Lydia goes, "Captain, what do we do?" "We fight." And he steps forward as Lydia looks at you, looks at him, and rushes down underneath, past him, down below deck as your grandfather.
Is that a gun or a sword?
It's a sword.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
As that same still echoes in the distance. Roll to cross arms.
Please.
No, it's illegal.
God damn it. Why am I the only?
You can always act under fire or
I'm going to
assess the
use one of my
situation.
doubloons. And
Awesome.
I'm going to use one of the doubloons that I was holding that I, where did it go? The anti-up, I'm going, where the fuck did it go? Hold on.
anti-up. It's right above the ship moves.
Anti-up. I'm going to, you get an opportunity.
Okay. What kind of opportunity do you think you're going to get from this?
I want to knock the mask off his face.
Okay.
I want to, like, break it.
Okay, so you get an opportunity. Roll your thing and add +1 to it.
Please, God. It will look so
Come on.
cool.
Come on.
Okay, 5 + 4.
Oh,
Plus 1.
Is a
10.
10 a full success?
I'll fucking take
Um,
it.
Yeah!
Choose from the additional effect under cross arms, where you can either take 1 less harm, inflict 1 more harm, or force them where you want them.
Okay. Force him where I want him.
Okay. You watch as you cross swords. He goes to raise his, and as he goes to strike down, you parry off and move in. He slices up in there, and you take 1 harm from this, but you still, right across from with the back of your saber, you smack across his face, and you watch as, and he looks back as this blue sort of jawline mask has split right where you cut him up the lip the last time, and it falls
And I want
to
him.
the floor.
It takes a moment to be like, all these years and you still haven't learned. It's the same move. It's quite easy. I can teach it to you sometime. That is, you never listen to me anyway.
And he leans into what you say, and he goes, "I hope you know that your father begged for his life before I killed him." Where are you trying to force him?
I want office.
You reel back poof, and kick him. He flies. His sword flies out of his hand as he falls down and poof, into the net underneath the ship.
He's gonna come back, but
He's gone for now.
no. I want to keep.
Up out of the clouds comes the Whistler, that same sort of ridged back, and the hole flaring as it opens its mouth. And you watch as it sort of through the rock right in front, and you watch as scattered rubble across the deck of the ship as it raises back
The wharf
up.
or
and,
the Archangel?
the wharf.
Okay.
And you watch as it begins to crest over the ship and go back down behind it.
So the whistle's gone now?
It's not gone. It's still surrounding the ship.
Can I see it?
Can I do
You can see it. It's going like this.
Can I
How long is my rope?
Your rope is probably around like 20-ish feet.
Can I repin it with the vault star?
Yes,
I don't know if that helps.
And you feel that similar tether
Is it
come
close
between
enough that I could touch it?
It doesn't get that close. I'd say with the fact that you just kicked your grandfather off the edge of the ship, you don't have an opportunity to like touch it, but there might be some coming forward in the future.
Okay. Good to know. Where did Lydia... Oh, sorry.
Lydia went below deck.
Oh shit.
Are we counting the Whistler as an NPC?
If it's for the purpose of persuading an NPC, you don't have any like meaningful way of communicating with the Whistler.
I was gonna see
Maybe
if we
he
could,
does.
because I feel like
You might eat him, though.
oh
I wouldn't do that.
shit.
I wouldn't do that.
Now that I think about it. Nope. Back you go.
Because my original idea was, okay, didn't Curly have the highest
Fleet?
Yes.
highest or Parley
Highest parlay is the captain.
It's me.
Oh, so you
I
would be
can
the
do
one
what?
that, right? Okay.
What would you like me to do?
I was before we brought up the John Claude point. I was gonna say, could you, since you can whistle to it, and that's I guess a way of
I'm gonna
communication.
try to ride it. I don't know if that's allowed.
So okay, persuade the NPC, the Whistler, to ride it.
Well, I was like, if it gets close enough, I want to use the rope to get on there and try to like persuade.
But it's
Yeah.
gotta be a consenting party.
I also want to reinforce that you don't have to like think of things as constrictedly by. It's not like D&D where it's like by the rules of like the actions. You tell me what you want to do, and we try to match it up best.
Okay, that's
Okay.
what I want to do.
Free for
Is
it.
to try to convince
Okay.
the Whistler to let me get on top of it and command it to try to get the harpoon off of our boat.
That makes sense. But in the narrative order, we are cutting to Louis, who
Oh,
is
shit.
down in the engine room, tending to the
Hey.
engine, and you
Yeah, we
hear,
could use your help, please.
Yeah.
It's literally the three of us.
Help!
Please.
hello there.
My Derringer takes forever.
As you see
Who's
Lydia,
over there?
as Lydia has entered into and is now sort of leaning on the metal frame of the engine
Oh shit.
Fuck you.
room.
Fuck you.
I hear that one a lot.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Now, I've realized that maybe we can't beat you, but sure as hell can make you go down with the ship now, can't we?
Oh shit.
So how about you just step aside? And...
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Shame. And she draws her rapier.
What weapons
It
do
always
you have?
seems to end like this.
Can I start rushing down because I saw Lydia follow?
Sure. You're coming down, as you come down onto the first deck,
So
you
it's just
see
also
nails having just slashed through this person's front chest. You see nails and the same hooded large figure sort of standing next to him.
You got this, right? Stop.
Death was
No!
I am.
I'll be right back. Down.
Just angry mumbles.
Please grab the sword that's on the
I
ground.
wanna help
Keep
in any
going
way I
down.
can. I think
Gotcha.
at some point I have to
Okay.
just say, all right, fine, I'm getting off the crow's nest.
Please
Yeah.
grab the
But what
sword,
do I
because
do?
need another
Is the
weapon besides
problem.
my wolf.
Got
I need to
it.
figure that out.
So as you're getting off, Lydia draws her rapier and goes, "Sorry, love," and just at you.
No!
Since you're not crossing arms, you're gonna take 2 points of harm as
No!
she slashes past your like underarm and like right up the side of your bicep.
Ooh.
Ouch.
And is going to step forward into your space and bring her arm around your arm, lock your elbows together, and bring her rapier up to your the side of your neck and push you up against the wall as she starts to mess with the controls.
Have I reached them yet?
Not yet.
Who's on the main floor right now?
The main floor, it's just
Not
you.
me.
It's just me.
It's just
All
you.
right.
You're the only one left
So
here in the
how
crow's
about
nest.
how about I do this? I rush down to the engine room
Yeah.
and I cross arms with Lydia.
Lydia.
Take time, but
That's
I'm
going to take some
already on my
time.
way.
So you get down off the crow's
And I
nest.
bring my book with me, by the way, for close arms.
You come down off the crow's nest and make your way down. As you come down, we're going into Nails and the other guy. So you come out. Nails, you watch as
So how
Luca,
would I deal with this first, since the two of you are with Lydia already?
as Luca has
Oh, yeah,
just
I'm with
come
Lydia
out
already.
of. You watch Luca rush down, and you, with wide eyes, see Nails has sort of taken a step back, and this large man with the hooked, sort of like chained sickle thing is like rolling it and is about to strike down at you. You rolled across arms. And let's see
You rolled across arms?
Yeah.
Right now? Okay.
Damn.
And then would I, or am I just supporting from the back?
What do you think you would do?
I probably would just support from the back, considering I know you and what you're capable of.
Well, we'll see what I'm capable of. E6.
Six.
Plus.
That was plus.
Oh.
Man's rolled a 4.
Alright.
You watch as Nails
I'm dying.
gets pulled. You get pulled up
Why am I
by
dying? Hello?
your collar now,
Mhm.
and you watch as
I
he
have a rapier in my fucking throat.
backhands you with the outer
And then
edge of
it's
this,
like right
and you
here.
feel the floor underneath you slip as you go through the hole that he had pulled those panels out of. You now go through that hole next to the cannon, and you fall down into the net.
Oh.
So
Have fun with my grandpa!
Looking across the net, you see now that older man, there is a large cleft of just reddened, scarred over flesh where his lip splits from the rest of his body, almost like flapping in the wind.
Did I take any harm?
You take 2 harm.
You're at 2?
Yes, I am at 2.
Oh shit.
So
And you watch as this man turns to look at you, Luca. And then we'll go from that to
Hey!
right here. What's
I got a
happening?
rapier in my
So I
throat.
can't cross
Have I
arms
gone
yet?
down
Nope.
into
Yeah,
the
or-
You've just come to the side of the engine room.
I see that scene. So,
Sorry,
yo,
love, nothing personal.
the
Why
engine,
is
I have a
Lydia
question.
like? He's kind of.
The engine, is it like a big, like, fire coals, or is it
No,
like
it's
that?
this large blue, almost crystalline thing that's encased in these sort of like, almost like an astrolabe, those like multiple different rings that rotate around it.
So there's no, like, fiery coals?
It's not like heat based. There's some sections that like, it produces energy, and there is a pipe that goes forward towards a small sort of like, almost like a furnace that creates steam power and energy.
Okay.
So there are steam pipes that go through the room, but
Hot to the touch, perhaps?
yes.
Okay.
But there's no like active furnace.
Okay, is there a steam pipe close to where this is happening?
Yes.
So I would like to come up behind, because I don't know if she sees me or not from behind.
Yeah, I assume that she's currently engaged in trying to shut down the engine.
So what I would like to do is I'd like to come up from behind, grab, and push her face into one of the steam pipes.
I'd
What
say
is
that
Louis
this-
doing here?
you are currently pinned by Lydia.
Damn. She was a lover boy. Why is she so kinky?
Hey,
Oh
man.
god.
She's a lancer, what can I say? I'd say that this is...
Louis gay.
Yeah, gay panic is what has gotten you frozen.
Like I was pinned against the wall. Like
This is going to be act under fire.
damn.
Which is plus what?
Fleet.
Which is nothing. Okay.
Louis gay awakening mid fight.
Alright, that's 6.
A 6.
Damn it.
Or wait, maybe it is plus something. Hold on, let me see. I can't remember. I can never remember. Fleet is nothing. Never mind. It's a 6.
You were right.
I wish
A 6.
Carly was here.
So you watch as you go to do this, and she releases you, stops paying attention to this, but you go to like push her, and as you bring your hand forward, she kicks you square in the chest, and you poof, fall back and clatter against almost up against the wall.
Well, I always act in pairs.
Yeah.
So maybe I did this intentionally.
Okay.
I summoned Crab.
Are you gonna shoot Jean Claude? You hear as pressure builds inside Jean Claude's carapace, and he
That's a +1 too, whatever it is. Is it
yeah
all
shoots
looking
straight forward onto Lydia's face.
Oh.
And it's just pinching at her cheeks and face. And he clamps down. What is your next point of action?
I'm gonna stand up,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna go right to the heart if I can.
Okay.
Oh.
Roll cross arms +1.
Please, please.
Louis just there.
That's a 6 and a 3. +1 is a 10.
That is
Do you
a.
have...
I get to watch murder!
I'd say for this, we're gonna do one. You inflict one more harm as you,
Oh no.
as you, Louis, get a direct shot of the
The
tip-
blood spewing
the
in
tip
your face.
of the captain's sword piercing through the chest of Lydia. And she
Oh.
just kind of looks up at you and her eyes go blank. And you... And she
falls back and she looks up at you and she kind of smiles a little bit and just goes, "Tell lover boy I said hi."
Dang.
Oh.
And her eyes glaze over.
Oopsie. Oops. Anyway.
Yo.
Nails.
Where was Sean?
Okay.
Sean, was Sean Claude still on her face when that happened?
I assume that he would jump from her face as you like make this attack
Back to the shoulder.
back to your shoulder. Nails, you look across as you are now in this net, and this man is looking at you.
Okay.
Oh, right.
So what are
As-
this?
Forgot.
How does this net work? Like,
So it
how
is.
do you get out of it?
It is low underneath. There is a place where you can climb up towards the back of the ship.
What
So
is it
looking at
made
the
out of?
ship like this, it's made out of rope.
Remember,
okay.
there is a way to get out.
Am I closer to it?
Certain table.
You are about at an equal distance.
Can I suggest something?
I have an idea and I would like to do that.
Sacrifice.
My
Okay.
goal is to get to it, and if I can get to the ladder first, I climb up it, cut it behind me with my cleaver.
Gotcha.
So I'm assuming that would, what would that
Oh,
be?
here you go.
Act
Oh,
under
yeah,
fire?
that thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, great, I have a +0 in this. Okay.
So I stopped taking notes at the Whistler part.
That's kind of fair.
It's intense, man.
Okay.
Oh shit, my left
An
hand's
8.
gonna die.
An 8. That's partial success. So you get up. As you get to the top, you feel a hand on your foot, and you watch as you go to climb up. You kick him off. He's sort of hanging on the edge, and you through one. He falls. There's sort of this energy, and you watch as he looks you in the eye, and you got this, bitch. You have him. As you raise your arm to chop down on the other one, you hear as he's drawn a pistol and shot you through the shoulder.
Oh, how much harm am I taking?
You take 2 harm.
Oh.
You are not dead. You are currently bleeding out, let's say.
Wait, I thought you had
as-
2 left.
Yeah, I had 2 left and I just took 2 harm.
Which means
0.
yeah, which means dead.
Okay, in D&D also, when you get to 0 health, you don't just
You
die.
get
No,
unconscious
it's not
and
good.
saving rolls.
You don't necessarily die. I will give you 1. So here's how this deal is going to work.
Fucking nails.
Luca, you can see, you have a direct point of view of this happening.
Yes.
You can use your south wind wall to block this, but you will lose consciousness.
Oh.
I was gonna. Okay.
Remember that there is a guy right there that is looking at you.
So okay. Is the guy blocking the hole downwards?
You mean like the
The hole that he made through that part of the ship. Which
he's still standing like right in front of it. He's just turned to you.
Shit. Okay. So does this mean I have to fight him in order to before I can go down? Because what I was gonna suggest is if he wasn't in front of the hole, I would go down the hole, float down, and try to aim at the grandpa with my derringer.
Gotcha. So
But
where
that's
we are right now
because
is
I have -1
yes.
scurvy.
Nails has already chopped one of the 2 ropes that secure the net at this point. And he's going to get the other one, but he has been shot. Or in one of these versions. In another version, you use your south wind wall to stop this shot from going off, but you do fall unconscious for a moment.
Which means I'm vulnerable to the guy, though.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about that, though. That's the problem. How much time does he have left?
This is a split decision that you have to make.
Either make him go unconscious or you go unconscious is the question.
Oh, God. If I'm thinking about who's more useful overall in tactics of war,
No!
I might have to go. So,
Not the child! No! Not the child!
So-
That's why you don't bring a child on the wharf.
so
They
is
go
the idea
unconscious.
okay? Just so I'm on the same page, is the idea to use
Oh,
Southwind's
gosh.
wall to block the grandpa
gunshot.
from shooting him?
Yes.
So yes, I could also use that to hypothetically push him down and off.
He's already on the net. If Nails can cut this other piece, he drops.
Okay, so he's not hanging.
No.
Okay, I thought he was hanging. Shit. Okay, so we'll just do that then.
Unconscious you go.
Yeah. Which means Lydia's dead, so you two are up there and you can turn around and help me.
Yes.
Yes.
So I have support. I have more support than,
Then he does.
than
Gotcha.
he would if I
As
did
you
the move
two
I
are
did.
coming up the staircase. You watch as Luca, you feel this pull, and you almost like that when you like hold that breath for too long and you feel like you're gonna pass out, but it goes and your consciousness fades as like these bright. You start to see the bright spots and stars, and you see constellations as your vision fades to black. As Nails, you watch as almost in slow motion as this shot goes off, and you see the musket ball head towards your face and shoulder area. You can feel that you can't take another shot, and you watch as the wind shoots it up back into the sky, and you down on the other thing, and you watch as this swings down, and Domino's grandfather disappears into the cloud level.
Woo!
Out.
So are we?
And you
we
turn
just have
and,
the guy left,
and you watch as this lone hooded figure stands with the entire crew surrounding him.
Well, and
except for Luca, who is unconscious.
Well, am I back up onto the main deck now?
Yeah, you're back up onto the main deck. You have a straight shot towards him too.
My blunderbuss is not loaded.
You know, you deal with that. I'll engage.
I can engage too. I think I might have the most health.
Would it be reasonable for me to have loaded my blunderbuss by the next time I can take an action?
No, but you can throw your cleaver now.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
All right. There was the sword down there, so.
I'd also say that this is easily something that you could take. You can easily take on this guy because there's one of him and three of you.
Yeah. So.
So give me write me like a cinematic picture of how you guys kick this man's ass.
So where are we right now in position?
You guys have come up out of a stairwell that's directly in front of where he is, and then along this sort of pseudo hallway is Nails at the end of it.
I want to give Louis one end of the rope, and we're going to charge him, push him against the mast, and wrap it around his neck.
So
snap it.
You guys aren't on the top deck. You guys are in the middle mid deck.
Oh, I thought we were on the top deck.
No, so you're right where like the cannons are.
Okay.
So there's the cannons,
Can
a hallway,
shove his
and
face into a cannon and set it off?
You absolutely can.
Can I set it off?
Yeah,
I need my revenge.
You start. You come up with your sword, bring it across, and pin his sort of like hooked chain to the wall.
The sodium gun.
You watch as Louis pulls out her pepper box and poof, right into his shoulder. His hand drops. He falls over. You shoot. You rotate the barrel, shoot again into his kneecap. Yeah. He drops to 1 foot. You watch as he's directly in front of the cannon. Nails. You just walk up and pull as he is fully blasted. You watch as his headless corpse falls out of this sort of hole that he's made and disappears under the
Finally got to use my pepper box.
underneath the cloud cover.
That's Nail's immediate reaction.
I know, we gotta get back up because we're like
Get
going through the rocks.
war.
Yeah. I'd say let's get an act under fire from somebody.
Not me.
Do what?
Not you. You're act under fire to see how the ship's done, being unattended in a coral reef.
Who has the highest fleet?
Who was what?
Highest fleet.
Mine's 0.
Mine is -1. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
I'll just roll.
Right, because
Unless you
I
want
don't
to.
think any of us have a +1.
I want to go up
+2.
go back to the helm, but if we're investigating,
I got a 5.
I'll do it.
Sorry.
I figure it is my vote. I probably
Come on,
my command.
unconscious body.
That one doesn't count. Didn't fall into the dish. I'm not counting it. This is fair. It's fine. Well, that was worse. Doesn't matter.
What did you get?
Partial.
Both of them are 6s, right? You got a 6.
I got a
I
5.
got a
and a-
7.
You got a 7. Okay.
I got
So
a 5.
Partial.
you watch as you are barreling straight towards a huge piece of coral. You manage to pull yourself off, but you watch as your right side sail breaks off. In addition to that, you watch as the entire Archangel gets pulled around and bisected by this coral rock as the two parts fall into the cloud cover.
Damn,
What's the health of the wharf?
You just took I'd say 3 more harm from that.
Shit, it's a 4.
Yeah.
So
you
can
are,
I rush up to the
you
helm?
are fucked up. You rush up to the helm. You begin to navigate, and as you pull yourself, you're about to come through the edge of this. You feel a hand on your shoulder.
Shit, I knew he was still fucking alive.
Fuck!
As your grandfather says, "You can't get rid of me that easy. I killed your father, and I'll kill you too."
I'd like to see you try, old man.
As he goes from your shoulder to your neck and sort of grabs your throat and goes, "You think you can defy me?" And he pushes you into the wheel. He goes, "No, I'm the captain." And as he says that, you hear as from behind the Whistler just fucking grabs him as he... Not both of you, just him, as only his arm is left grabbing onto your throat as he up.
Wait, where is this on the ship?
At the wheel, at the precise back of the ship.
So the whale is able.
The Whistler has come up around and just snagged the upper, like got him by the shoulders, has bit, and his arm is the only thing that's left, still gripping your throat.
Holy shit.
I know that neck snatched.
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 That neck is snatched.
Captain, I like to say that your neck is pretty snatched at the moment.
It's really snatched.
Looking real snatched.
Louis would never talk like this, but your neck is
I want this
so
in my
fucking
notes.
snatched.
Okay, so I'm left against the wheel, fine, but the hand is here, and so I kind of just
Pull it off of your throat. Yeah, there's still the sort of markings of where his nails dug into your neck, and there's the
Not
bruise of
that
his,
nails.
So-
almost like a bruised handprint
I think I
left.
need to hold it for a second, and then I'm gonna
There's a ring on his finger.
Ring on my
Yeah.
finger.
You take it off.
I'm gonna pocket it, and then I'm just gonna stare at it for a moment, and then I'll put it into a
Middle finger.
a middle finger, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, fuck you too, and I'm gonna chuck it off the back of the coat.
Through the cloud cover.
Nice. And then I'm gonna go back to steering the ship. Make sure.
You steer the ship and you chart a course to Undertow. You've gone through this before. You don't need to define the path.
Cool.
As dusk falls and scatters these orange clouds above the usual dark Undertow, you pull into your usual spot in the port.
We're a mess.
You are a mess. You are bruised, you are beaten, you are battered, but you have survived.
Louis been trying to fix the fucking wharf.
And you have all 3 of the keys.
Nails has taken their toenails.
Ooh. Oh boy. So
So what do we get to do
have
with
we
the
healed
keys?
since then?
I'd say that each of you through natural healing has recovered 1.
Have
One.
fun at
So
three.
I'm only at 6.
Oh, he has
Okay.
6 now. Back to
You're doing the best of us.
I'm at 7. I'm like,
Well,
Why you
I
guys,
never took harm, but I was unconscious.
Yeah.
Lucky.
I'd say you wake up midway through the journey and they regale to you what happened while you were unconscious.
I know
Okay.
he's fucking still alive.
And
yeah.
as the wharf, as battered as you are, pulls into port, you make your way
Have we
towards.
reunited with Curly?
I'd say that as you make your way towards the port, you see Curly standing, sort of he has a chair that he's had sat down at in front of the sort of port area. He goes, "What took you guys so long?"
Fucker.
You fucking idiot.
I didn't do anything.
Exactly.
Sorry. I mean, at least I got back here without you guys' help.
Well, good.
Congratulations.
Okay. Well,
Luca flips him off.
the child.
No! Language!
I went
We taught you-
unconscious.
We taught you better than that!
I went unconscious.
Alright.
Change the man now.
I blew a guy's head off.
Yes.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to
I'm
get
gonna try to
okay.
quiet the noise and be like, alright, everyone. We've gone a long way, and I would just like to have my reward. So, please, can we just return? Yes, now? So,
You make your way towards the estate of Alexander Grenmeyer. You knock on that same door. And, hello. Oh, you've returned. Wow. All right. And you,
so many lights.
as the door opens for
I want to
you,
hear you do that.
it's recorded. You can hear it whenever you want.
Just that part.
And you see the same hunched gentleman. He goes, "Have you returned with the keys?
And we have?
I hope it wasn't too much of a bother."
No.
Really? 'Cause, pardon my language, but you appear to be a bit
Was-
fucked up.
No shit.
Well, a little bit of a family reunion didn't go well, but all's been sorted out.
They
since
rarely
then.
do they?
No.
Do you have the keys with you?
Yes, and I'm going to put forward the blue orb and the green emerald and the small head with the ruby in it.
Yes. And you watch as he lights some candles, reflects some mirrors, and you watch as this light angles through the 3 things, and this huge star map, almost 3-dimensional, fills the room. You can see, almost as if you were in the Skysea itself, as it floats around you.
Roll credits.
You watch as he points to an island just a bit off the coast of the Iron Empire down. Well, not even then. You watch as he says, all right, so that's that, and he charts a course and he writes some notes and he looks and he takes out sort of like one of those like sextants and begins measuring angles. And it's you that you realize that his notes are kind of off. You see that there's maybe an angle that he didn't calculate right.
Okay.
And he's on the brink of something. You can tell, but he's not doing it right.
Yeah, and I specifically don't know what he's looking for exactly, but you know,
it looks like there's a lot of lines coalescing, but one of them is off. You know,
okay.
One of his angles is off.
So do I try to?
You don't have to move at all. This is your knowledge.
Okay.
All you got to do is correct his angle.
All right. So I correct his angle.
You watch as Luca shifts the angle of a mirror, and these lights begin to light up around the outside of the sort of like x-axis of this three-dimensional space, and they point down into the deep layer of the abyss. And you watch as he goes, there is our treasure. I know that you've been through a lot, but how would you feel about one more job? And that's where we'll end.
Yay!
Wow.
Thank you guys so much for playing with me.
That was so much fun! That was so fun!
I'm so glad. Thank you guys so much. This has been Skysea. Would you like to talk a little bit about your project, Tori?
Yeah, so obviously this is, well, maybe not obviously, but this is in conjunction with an original musical that I was writing about a lot of, all three of these other lovely people in the room are,
Four.
well, four, because Wesley
Rest in peace.
no, West in peace. Had to leave us a little early, but all of these people involved, including our lovely, what you would be equivalent of a DM here, are all a part of
Single
and it is a steampunk, sea shanty and Celtic music-based musical about pirates and sailing and adventures, and we kind of did this in conjunction with one another. And I'm glad that we had this lovely adventure. It has sparked in a lovely new fire, and should be very exciting to see where it goes in the future. And I think this is really fun.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming.
Get warped. Get warped.
Get warped.
Get